construction program brings both vision and precision. From that very first hammer strike to the final touch of paint, our dedication remains unwavering. It's not just about remodeling, it's about legacy. In Minot and Bismarck, SurfPro is your partner in transformation. We don't just build back, we elevate every space.
Great news! If you're looking for a new vehicle, Ryan Family Dealerships has the best selection we've had in years. You'll find fantastic offers from Nissan, Honda, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Cadillac, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram.
Hold on, Ryan sells Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram?
Yes, we do, and we'd love to sell one to you. Visit one of our 5 convenient locations in Minot and Williston. Get your next vehicle from a name you know and trust. Ryan Family Dealerships.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by PSP Network. It's game day.
That sinking feeling you get when this happens? That's oil change-anxiety. The anxiety of being without a car with a billion things to do. The fear of being overcharged. The stress of not knowing where to go or who to trust. But you never get those feelings at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, where you can watch us work right from your car, and we finish up in about 15 minutes.
We changed your oil and did our 18-point safety check.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Service you can see, experts you can trust.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by PSP Network. It's game day.
When facing disaster, it's not just the things we lose, but the memories. But there's hope. ServPro, with decades of experience in Minot and Bismarck, is always ready. Our certified professionals don't just restore homes, they rebuild lives. Because to us, you're not just a client, you're family.
Shields Visa is more than just a card. It's the freedom to go. It's a gateway to explore and do more of what you love. Imagine where the Shields Visa can take you. So join us in discovering endless possibilities. Shields Visa. Together, we've got this.
Meet Gary. Gary is an ordinary guy, but right now Gary has car trouble. Gary doesn't know about magic towing. Don't be like Gary. Remember the name and the number. It's Magic Towing. We are here to help 24/7. Magic Towing in Western North Dakota. Don't be like Gary. Remember the name and the number. It's Magic Towing.
It's Tundra Month at Cedric Thiel Toyota. With more than 30 new Tundras to choose from, starting under $50,000, there's a Tundra to fit every lifestyle. Built in Texas and sold right here in Bismarck, North Dakota, the Tundra is more than just a truck. It's an experience. Step inside to discover comfort and cutting-edge technology with the very best safety features. From the rugged SR5 to the luxurious Capstone, there is a Tundra for every adventure. Just off I-94 is exit 161 in Bismarck. Cedric Thiel Toyota. Let's go places.
There is no place like the country club. 18 holes of immaculate golf, along with golf simulator, PGA staff, club fitting and lesson, driving range and practice green, pro shop, delicious food, endless fun in the pool, and activities for the whole family. Learn more and become a member today.
From the 26-yard line, nearing the ServPro red zone, are the Demons already. Handoff, Hankey dances in the hole. Now he speeds and bursts outside, accelerates to the 20, 15, 10, 2 touches, 2 touchdowns.
Carter Hankey, this time they go left, and he just does what he does so well is he read the block. It wasn't off tackle, it wasn't off the guard on the inside, and he took his time, then he bounced to the outside, got a great little kick-out block, a touch block, and deep downfield for the Demons, helping them out.
It doesn't get any bigger than this inside of the West Region for North Dakota high school hockey. Throughout the grueling regular season, all the blood, sweat, and tears, the wins, the losses, the big hits, the big saves, the big goals. All of that accumulated to the season that was 23-24. Today we ended it to the WDA with the West Region Championship game live from the VFW Sports Center here in Bismarck, North Dakota. We're set for a good one on the PSP Network today as the Dickinson Midgets and Minot High Magicians come together, and it's for the crown of the WDA and the #1 spot in the state tournament representing the West Region. I misspoke last night. First things first, my apologies. Dickinson has played for a region championship. And guess who they played? They played the Magi back in 2000. It was a score of 4-3, and overtime was needed for Minot High to win that region crown. One of 5 that they have. Midgets have never won a championship. Today they've got a pretty good opportunity to do so. And the best of anybody left, that's because it's the final game of the year. The top 2 are still standing. It's our Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame show. Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Locations in Minot and Bismarck. It's a 15-minute drive-through oil change. Find them at VIOC.com. You can't beat Valvoline Instant Oil Change. I'm telling you, they are quick. They're convenient. They do a fantastic job at Valvoline in Minot and Bismarck. 15-8 for the Midgets, number 4 seed. Minot comes in at 15-7-1. They've got identical records minus the extra session needed for the Magi on the year where they were forced to go to overtime in a shootout. They played twice this year. The Magi won both, 3-1 on their home ice, 4-1 in Dickinson. That was just on the 3rd of February, just a few weeks back. Minot outscoring the Midgets 7-2 in the regular season. Guess what? Century outscored Dickinson in the regular season by a score of 19-3. That didn't seem to matter much last night, so you could take all those numbers and throw them right out the window here as the champions will be crowned of the WDA. Will it be Minot? Will it be Dickinson? We're going to find out. I'm Nick Colbert. Today I'll be joined by Matt Morelli on the call. We couldn't be more thrilled to bring it to you here on the PSP Network. It's game number 3 of our day coverage here today of the loser round and championship round. Mandan and Legacy just got done playing in an epic showdown. 1-0. Legacy got the win over Mandan. My goodness, what a hockey game that was. Century beat Jamestown 2-1. The Patriots had 2 third-period goals to come from behind to get a victory. Century will be the 3 seed. Legacy the 4 seed. They'll match up with either Grand Forks, Red River, or Central on the east side of the state as the Knights and the Riders play for an EDC championship. Minot and Dickinson, their opponents yet to be determined. However, they're going to finish 1-2 inside of the conference. This 51 minutes will decide that coming up here on the PSP Network. We can't tell you how proud we are of bringing this contest to you and how thrilled we are to be here. Thank you for watching on the PSP Network today. I don't know if we can guarantee that it's going to be better than the first 2 that were 1-goal games, but if it's anything like those games, you better buckle up tight this afternoon, folks, because you're in for a wild ride. The Magi, the Midgets, and the Region Championship. We've got more to talk about when we come back to our Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame show. We'll break down this matchup when we return here on the PSP Network.
A month at Cedric Thiel Toyota. With more than 30 new Tundras to choose from, starting under $50,000, there's a Tundra to fit every lifestyle. Built in Texas and sold right here in Bismarck, North Dakota, the Tundra is more than just a truck. It's an experience. Step inside to discover comfort and cutting-edge technology with the very best safety features. From the rugged SR5 to the luxurious Capstone, there is a Tundra for every adventure. Just off I-94's exit 161 in Bismarck, Cedric Thiel Toyota. Let's go places.
When property owners in Bismarck and Minot seek transformation, ServPro's construction program brings both vision and precision. From that very first hammer strike to the final touch of paint, our dedication remains unwavering. It's not just about remodeling, it's about legacy. In Minot and Bismarck, ServPro is your partner in transformation. We don't just build back, we elevate every space.
Great news! If you're looking for a new vehicle, Ryan Family Dealerships has the best selection we've had in years. You'll find fantastic offers from Nissan, Honda, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Cadillac, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram.
Hold on. Ryan sells Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram?
Yes, we do, and we'd love to sell one to you. Visit one of our 5 convenient locations in Minot and Williston. Get your next vehicle from a name you know and trust. Ryan Family Dealerships.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by PSP Network. It's game day.
That sinking feeling you get when this happens? That's oil change-iety. The anxiety of being without a car with a billion things to do. The fear of being overcharged. The stress of not knowing where to go or who to trust. But you never get those feelings at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, where you can watch us work right from your car, and we finish up in about 15 minutes.
We changed your oil and did our 18-point safety check.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Service you can see, experts you can trust.
It boils down to the final game of the year in the WDA to crown a champion. The Midgets from Dickinson, the Magi from Minot. Welcome in to the VFW Sports Center once again. Nick Holberg joined by Matt Morelli today on the call as it's a rematch of the 2000 WDA title game where Minot got a victory 4-3 in overtime. Dallas Kuntz, the former Dickinson standout, former Dickinson High coach. He'll join us in between periods to talk about that game that he played in for the Midgets on that occasion. A lot has changed in 24 years. There's no question about that. One thing that has remained the same is that the Magi are a staple inside of the WDA as far as a team that you want to compete with, knowing that if you can compete with them, you're going to be good enough to be at the state tournament. Minot makes their 41st appearance at the state hockey tournament, more than any other team inside the WDA. With the midget win last night, Dickinson punches their 5th ticket all time. Now a region champions crown. Valvoline Instant Oil Change, locations in Minot and Bismarck. Valvoline brings you the showdown here today in the pregame on the PSP Network. We'll bring in my broadcast partner, Mr. Matt Morelli, former University of North Dakota standout, former Minot High Magicians. First things first, Matt. The Magi and the Midgets go back a long time, since the time that Dickinson came into the league. However, when you look at that all-time record for Minot High, it has favored them heavily in this showdown against Dickinson. 55 total games played, 51 wins for Minot, 3 losses, 1 tie. Can the Magi get it done today, or will Dickinson be able to get the job done? In your mind, what does it really come down to if there's one big tagline on how to get a win in this game for both teams?
Well, I think you've got your 3rd game in 3 days, and it's not quite 3 full days, so it comes down to these guys, thinking the right way, playing the right way, executing the small plays. We talk about little things a lot. What you got to do to win the game, we don't know. It could be a low-scoring game. I don't know. You want these guys to come out and play physical. Can Minot play 5-on-5? Can Dickinson? They're always solid. There's never an easy game against Dickinson. They play hard. Their goaltending is good. You can call it what you want. They belong here. They played hard. They're ready. This should be a great battle, and it's like a game of mistakes. Who can capitalize on other things? Maybe stay out of the penalty box. That's the way it's going to be, and that's what you want, a good, hard game, the last championship game.
2 goaltenders that are going to go toe-to-toe today that have been good in this tournament, and real good. That young man on your screen, Bryce Catabaras, was solid yesterday. He stopped 33 of the 38 shots that were fired his way by Century. On the other side, the young man, Devin Keller, is going to get the nod today in his 5th ever start for Minot High School. This place is loud, boy, let me tell you. Keller sits at a .75 goals against average and a .955 save percentage. He's only given up 2 goals in the tournament on 35 shots. Those numbers for Catabaras, 89.9 and a .283. Let's look at the teams as a whole, starting with the Dickinson Midgets coming into the showdown as the number 4 seed inside of the WDA. The Midgets are a team led by Caden Krieg. All-region 2 times. He's an all-state player, 36 points for him. Krieg's a player that you're going to have to watch for here today. He was deadly yesterday. He had 2 goals. He's got a 5-point tournament going. Dickinson went 13-8 overall on the season. They're fourth in the standings, coming in, as mentioned, coming into the tournament, 86 goals for, 66 against. They didn't have any trouble scoring yesterday. They got 7 against Century. They got 4 the first matchup against Mandad, looking for their first ever WDA title. Oh, baby. On the other side, the Magi from Minot High. The quote-unquote perennial maybe inside of the WDA according to state championships and according to the amount of times they've been to the state tournaments. They're not even close to Bismarck High and Bismarck Century when it comes to WDA crowns, as Minot's only won 5 all time, and their last came in 2006. We've been through a few presidents since then, my friends. It's been a while for the Magi. They finished 3rd in the standings. This is a team that is led by Mackley Morelli, the all-state player, the 2-time all-region player. He's got a 4-point tournament going, leads the Magicians in goals with 24 and 44 points on the year. We talk about the X factors for both. The X factor for Dickinson was their goaltender, and the depth for the Magi. I believe it's the scoring. And you look at the points in this tournament for Minot High. Richardson's got a point. Panasuk's got 2. 1 for Radke. 2 for Deal, 1 for Bentz, 2 for Abrahamson, 2 for Holland, 4 for Morelli, 1 for Strand, 2 for Madsen, 2 for Coleman, 2 for Rutlick, 2 for Schmeichel. That's a lot of points for the Magi, and it's spread out heavily. On the other side for the Midgets, 3 points for Logan Gross, 5 points for Krieg, 5 points for Stengel. Keep an eye on him, by the way. Stengel's the real deal. 5 points for Dvorak. Oh, by the way, he's the real deal. 8 points for Shaden Dietz. I'm sorry, that should be a 2 for Shaden Dietz. He had 2 goals yesterday. 1 point for Blodsky and 3 for Tanner Rohr. So Dickinson's had distribution in this tournament as well. However, Caden Krieg is one of those players that a lot of the puck possession and puck play is going to come through here in this tournament, and especially in this championship game. Matt, in my mind, the goaltenders are going to be the difference in this contest. You've got Keller against Cadburis. Cadburis is a young man that, with the all-region tag on his name, he's only a junior, but man, this kid has been good for a few years. He's been peppered on the season. 587 shots on net. He's stopped 528. On the other side, Keller's only seen 67 shots in total on the season, coming in those 4 games that he's played. But he's only given up 3 goals in those 4 games. You know that those 2 kids will need to be large today. Other than that, the little things, the puck possession, the stick-on puck, all those sorts of things will definitely be a factor in this hockey game. We'll talk more on that in a moment. Let's make sure that we're set for our national anthem here. Let's go down to Dan Durkee for just a quick moment. We've already had the anthem, they say, so guess what? We'll take your thoughts and comments on if there's another key in this contest in your mind, Matt, that stands out besides that. Is it specialty teams, possibly?
I think so. That's always an X factor. I think one thing is I think it's your role players, the second and third line guys. What can they do tonight? How can they chip in, blocking shots, chipping pucks off the wall? The little things we talk about that make a difference. It doesn't have to be a big play, but can they be just small plays that make a difference towards the end of the game? And you need everybody. You're only as good as your weakest link. Everybody has to pull together. Like we always say, you buckle up. Everybody's got to think, what can I do to contribute in some way that's going to make a difference in Minot getting a win, or the Magi getting a win. Just like Dickinson, they need their role players to step up too. Maybe a guy that hasn't had all the production lately. That's what it takes. You need somebody like maybe an unsung hero. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a tight checking. I think you're going to see it right away. Let's get physical, make some hits. Like we always say, make a hit or get hit, wake up and get into the game.
Time to get into the game right now. Opening draw brought to you by 701 Realty and Andrew Goodmanson. Visit them online, 701realty.com and Andrew Goodmanson. Face-off taken down into the offensive zone. He was pretty subtle today. Andrew Goodmanson just said, best of luck to both teams. Said, is that it? He said, yeah, this is going to be a heck of a hockey game. Thanks, Goody, for checking in, as always, Here comes Finley Benz up to center. Minot's in white. Dickinson's in black today as the Magi travel from the right to the left. First shot on goal is a stop there as Cadbury's got the glove on it. He'll hang on. Today's game on the PSP Network brought to you by our friends at Minot State University. Be seen, be heard, be you. It's Minot State, where more than 96% of recent college grads are either employed or continuing their education at Minot State. High riser from the point from Richardson. Just missed. Loose in front. Panasuk. Oh, he's on the doorstep. Panasuk had the chance, but it's taken there by the midgets, and Gross will move it up to center. Now a chance the other way is coming in with it is Zietz. Zietz back in behind the net. You talk about those players that step up and you get a little more out of them maybe than you're used to getting. Well, Zietz did that yesterday, my friends. 4 goals now on the year. He had 2 of them yesterday in the semifinal victory over Bismarck Century. That's exactly what you're talking about, Matt, where you can get some of those unlikely characters to come up big in games like this. Minot tried to clear. Back in comes Roars with it. Radke's got it, and Radke takes it, flips it up off the glass, held in at the point. Now to center for Panasuk. Right back into the Magi end. Keller's going to leave it right on the goal line here. Onto the tape for Richardson. Richardson tried to move it to center. He did, but it's the midgets that have possession. They go right back with Grohl, and Grohl moved it to head to Blonsky. Taken there by Radke. Dumped into the Minot high end. Deal's got it here. If you're just joining us, Legacy will be the number 4 seed coming out of the West region. They beat Mandan 1-0. Century got a win earlier on here today against Jamestown. That was too close to comfort for both the Bismarck schools. 2-1 was the final there. Boy, you got to like some parity in the WDA, don't you, Matt?
Oh, for sure. That's what you want. You get to these tournaments, anything can happen. Whatever we think is you predict is going to happen, most likely it's not going to happen.
Take it off the glass. This comes all the way down. Icing is not going to happen because Matson got there in time. Here's Brock Matson. Thought about it, had a little stutter step with it, got it over to Strand. Strand went to Schmeichel, and Schmeichel bumps it up off the wall. This will come down, and it will be an icing on the Magi. That icing brought to you by Planet Pizza. 701-852-1700. Planet Pizza, proudly serving Minot for 25 years and more at Planet Pizza. Try their lunch buffet this week, fans. I'm telling you, you won't be disappointed. We got to go in there and get a little Planet, don't we?
For sure. Wear some sweatpants.
Wear some sweatpants is right.
Get your money's worth.
Face off down to the Minot end. Midgets with possession underneath. Back behind the net. Working on it. Lemon trying to get it over to Andrew Coleman. Scrumming for it now and freeing the puck here. This is Cupper that's got it. He sent it out in front of Keller. Puck's away on the near side half boards, and now it's back in behind the Minot high goal where it comes into the hands here of Drew Spence, and Spence works it up top. Andrew Coleman back on the retrieve with a backhand to the point. Sent back in. Kind of a feeling out process early on.
For sure. Nobody wants to make anything glaring mistake. You just kind of got to maybe get the nerves out a little bit, and that's okay. That's normal. These guys are human too. Guys, get a feel for the game.
Drive from the line. Radke sent it in. Came to Richardson on the near side. Back over to Bentz on the far wing, but it's going to be taken here by Tanner Roars. And Roars trying to move it off ahead. He's going to be hounded there by Coleman. Up to the far side, now to center. Here come the midgets into the offensive zone with Caden Dvorak. 2 goals the opening day. He had another yesterday. Sent it out front, nobody home. Here's Mackley Morelli with the puck. Leading point getter for the Magi. Sends it high up off the glass. Tried to Hail Mary that one out to Panasuk, but it was gloved and sent back into the Minot high end where Keller left it there. Puck's going to come back away down to the Magi offensive zone, but it's the midgets with possession. Here comes Panasuk. Panasuk is in. Tried to feed it out front. Comes to Morelli in the slot. Fire, save, rebound. Oh, that one went just wide. Puck comes back up to the point for Deal. Into the catching mitt it goes. And Catamarus makes the save.
That's a good play by Catamarus. Don't take any chances. Just get a whistle, get some fresh guys out. And sometimes when you sense that pressure coming, you know that Minot's got a little bit more pressure coming. Just take the whistle and settle down, get your thoughts straight.
While we saw 2 goaltenders earlier on, here today, we saw more than 2 goaltenders. Ubel, Jelberg combined 3 goals against today. Jelberg was busy. He saw 36 shots in the Jamestown matchup for the Blue Jays in the final 2 periods of play, Matt. He only gave up 2 to the Century Patriots. Here's a drive, quick save there with the pad of Keller. We also saw Langag coming up huge. He only gave up 1, but it was 1 too many as Miller had the shutout for the Legacy Sabres. Those 2 kids were big as both teams right around that 30 shot mark in the hockey game. Magi set it down. This is an icing here with 12:07 left in the first. Nobody on the BNC National Bank scoreboard just yet. You think of Minot High Dickinson. You think of that rivalry. You played for the Magi in the 80s, and when you go way back, Dickinson didn't even have a program back when you played.
No, there was a lot of these teams that didn't have programs, and it's just that's how far the game is, how far it's come in these cities, and it'll probably keep getting more, and they're going to get better. These programs are going to start to have some time under their belt, which is good. That's what you want to see.
Here's Rutlick. He's had a heck of a tournament. He'll walk and fire off the glove of Canterbury's trying to pick the high corner. Rutlick was looking for more. Rutlick yesterday had a pair of goals. He's got 2 points in the tournament. Up now to Schmeichel at center. Schmeichel run into Holland. Pinned up there. It's going to be dumped back in. Keller plays it with the stick as the Midgets went out for a change, but they give chase on the hard attack from Casey Stengel. Stengel's got the goal lead for the Midgets coming in. He's got a 20-goal season here in his senior campaign. That's not too shabby. Hey, neither is this campaign for Dvorak, who skated it down. He's met there. Blocker side of Keller. Puck comes back away now to Holland. Holland picked off with a hard forecheck. Is grinding in deep. The midget forecheck and Blotsky causing some trouble for the Magi. Dvorak in there as well here for the Midgets. And now the puck is freed up to center. But it's the Midgets again that have it. Rutlick in after the puck. Right in front of the Midget bench there's Roars. He's scrumming for it. They're going to regroup at their own end here as that puck is sauced out to center and ended up over the head of Hauk, and that will be a high sticking penalty charged here. Not a penalty, excuse me, a high sticking infraction charged here on the Dickinson Midgets. Minot High cheerleaders are here in full force today. Good crowd on hand. There's been a lot of people that have come through the doors here at the WDA Hockey Tournament, Matt. That last game with Mandan Legacy, it was a sold-out show. I counted on the far side. There was only about 4 seats in every section that were available. A little lighter for the championship game, but to be expected with both teams being an hour and a half away in proximity. Shot on goal there, and that one was turned aside. Nice opportunity. Coleman's line working for the Magi. Here's Richardson, holds it in. Goes away to the far side. Krieg on the attack. Keep an eye on 11 Black. That kid is the real deal. An all-state player here for the Midgets and one of the best we've seen in the tournament. Puck's going to be flipped away inside the blue line. Bentz has it now. Walks across the center slot. High riser missed. Coleman side of the cage. Rebound scrumming. Coleman another shot. Catamarus made another stop there. And the Midgets will flip it up to center. Richardson ends up on the ice. No arms in the air. They're letting them play here. As back in comes Finley Bentz with the motor on Bentz. Put it out front. Oh, Catamarus comes up big. And Catamarus hangs on to it. You know you're going to get solid goaltending from him today, and he certainly has not disappointed yet.
Oh, that's what Dickinson needs. It's the same for both these teams. You got to have a guy back there that's calm and cool, make saves. Anything under pressure, don't take a chance. You goalie, you got to know when your team is. If it's the guys have been out a long time, it's time to get somebody else out.
Magi have it here with Abrahamson. He fires, all went off of Catamarus. He didn't know where it went. Ended up at the far point. Magi get it back with Deal. Minot High buzzing a bit now. Here's Morelli's got it. Top lines out for the Magi. Comes away to Manson. Underneath the net to Abrahamson, the captain. Down into the corner goes Mackley Morelli. Taken by Abrahamson. Back at the point. Spins it down into the corner. Abrahamson. Met there in the corner on the nice defensive work from Hauk, but Morelli's got it now behind the net. Oh, the goaltender's stick went flying to the corner, came to Madsen up top. Now Panasuk. Puck taken back away. Panasuk has it here, working across the slot, but it comes out to center. The hard attack there from Caden Dvorak. Deal will take it. He'll send it right back in. The goaltender's stick down in the corner of the ice surface. Catamarus will skate over and get it. Every time that goalie stick comes out, it's an extra opportunity for the opposition because you feel a little naked back there probably without the big lumber.
Yeah, that's kind of important piece of equipment for a goaltender. I mean, a lot of times you'll see a defenseman give them their stick, but it didn't cost them on this circumstance. But either way, you need the guy having all of his gear.
Lemon got it to Rutlick. Then Krieg pasted him on the near side wing. Might have got the zone covered though. However, as Holland's got it in deep. Schmeichel with the best hockey hair inside of the WDA and probably the state of North Dakota works on it here, trying to free the puck. But the midgets will cause some trouble for the Magi here on their forecheck. Nice work down in the corner here as the puck is freed away by Case and Grohl. Bonnet gets it back here with Holland. Shots are 4-0 Magi as the shot was fired there for big Andrew Coleman. Didn't get much on that one, and the puck comes back out to neutral now where Holland regroups here for the Magicians, puts it off the glass. Will this be an icing? It comes down, and it is icing charged on Minot High School here with 8:20 left in the first period. Nick Colbert, Matt Morelli on the call here today. And Matt, got a little emotional when I got the news from you here today. Congratulations to your son Mason for getting the call up to the National Hockey League.
Thanks, Nick.
My goodness. I can't even say it without getting tears in my eyes. Minot, North Dakota, home to the Morelli name. Mason playing for Minot High School. Moving on now to play inside the American Hockey League after a time with the Toros and then Fargo Force of the USHL. Here's a drive from Coleman and a glove save there. You know, Matt, after you play for the Toros when you're a junior in high school, then you go to the Force and play, and then you go to Omaha. Hey, that's a pretty good career. Then you get to the American League and you win a Calder Cup championship last year. You can't really say much more about that. And then to get the phone call today that the Vegas Golden Knights are calling up Mason Morelli to play in the National Hockey League is something that I'll never forget. What a day for the Morelli family. Congratulations, my friend.
Thank you.
Best of luck, Mason, making his NHL debut later on this week. Righteous news, my friends, for the state of North Dakota in hockey. I don't know if Mason's able to watch this one today. His younger brother, Mackley, on the Minot High line up here today for the Magicians. Here's a waffle board save off the shot from Coleman. Comes away to the far side. Midgets up to center. This will be Dvorak out to neutral ice. Taken there by Richardson, but Dvorak gets it back. Fires in. Keller, pad save, kicked it aside. We're down to 7:22 to play here in the first. Loose out in front. Krieg was there skating in, but the defensive play from Panasuk swept the puck away, and now Morelli's got it here. Caden Krieg is the last guy that you want in the center slot in front of you. Panasuk just couldn't reach it down. It comes for an icing. And that icing brought to you by our friends at the UPS store. UPS store located in the Marketplace Foods Plaza for all your packing and shipping needs. It's the UPS store bringing you the hockey game and WDA hockey tournament coverage on the PSP network. Overall, your thoughts of the early portion of this contest?
I think so far so good. Both teams are kind of just like feeling that feeling out stage. They want to see what's going on. They don't want to get take too many chances. No, there's no reason to gamble yet. It's just get a handle on the puck. You got to make the smart plays. You don't have to get crazy. Just be smart.
Mackley Morelli skates it down, fires it on. Catamarus had a stick save. Morelli's got his own rebound as he takes it down into the corner. Still scrumming there at the half wall. On the support for the Midgets and moving it away was Gross. And now we go back to neutral ice here for Dickinson. Second time in program history that the Midgets have played for a title. They played for one back in 2000. They lost to Minot in overtime 4-3. Little toe drag there from Morelli. Fired. Oh, that was blocked in front by Brooks Hauk. Back at the point, Madsen tipped in front, went over the net. On the half wall, Deal pinched way in. Freed it. Panasuk got it. Sent it across the ice surface. Came away to Abrahamson. He tried to tattoo it towards the net, but Cupper was there. And now the Midgets and Hauk carry to center. Hauk from his own end. Dumps it down. They give chase. Manson working hard in the corner on Drew Spence. Puck was free, but it's Schmeichel now that carries out from Minot High School. And Schmeichel in the 1-on-3 had the motor turning. Puck was taken away on the nice defensive effort there on the far side Jason Grohl took it from him, and now it's going to come all the way down for an icing on the play. And this icing brought to you by our friends at Roger Ward Moving and Storage. Roger Ward proudly helping the region with their moving and storage needs since 1942. Find them online, RogerWardMovingAndStorage.com. These two teams played earlier on this year twice. Minot outscored Dickinson in the two prior matchups, 7-2. Is there a big takeaway from either one of those games in your mind?
No, I don't think so. I mean, when you get this point in the season, it doesn't matter what those scores were. You've just got to think positive. You know you're comfortable playing a certain team. Sometimes teams, you have that feel against a certain opponent, but when you get to a West Region, you've got to play better. You've got to play better. You can't look ahead to anything. You got to do the little things right. Execute. It shouldn't be a matter of getting up. You're excited. It's a championship game. If anything, maybe the fatigue might be coming to play a little bit with 3 games in the third day, but keep your shifts short. Be smart. A lot of communication out there.
Same can be said on both sides here in this contest. Minot High would arguably have some more depth, but the Cinderella story of Dickinson coming into the region title game, they're running on straight adrenaline right now, I'd have to think. Back up to the point, Radke sends it in. Minot got through Legacy last night. Minot won 5-1 against the high-powered Legacy Sabre offense and that all-state goaltender in Tyler Miller. That's not an easy feat to take down the Sabres by any means. Here's Radke back in his own end. Oh, fans wanted a call. They're not going to get it. Listen to this place coming alive. Dickinson fans are livid. Up to center now. This is Tegan Strand into the zone. Backhand. Strand sends it in right towards the goal. And the stop is made from Catamarus.
It's good. Put it on net. Just get a good backhand on net. I mean, the more shots you're getting, Dickinson hasn't had a lot of shots. But if you're Minot, just keep getting shots on goal. Dickinson, they probably just got a little bit of job of keeping, getting in those shooting lanes, blocking the shots. It's not that it's bad. You only got one shot, but they're going to need more offense here as the game goes.
Benz intercepted in the slot, whistled it wide. Karam ran out in front, but it was taken away by the midgets on the near side. Benz has it back up top as he surveys here. Puck's taken away now and flipped up to center. Lemon at center ice with a backhand. Got it back to Bentz, and Bentz will turn the Jets on. One of the faster skaters in the conference sent it off of traffic. Nice block there from Hauk. Underneath, Bentz sent it out front to Coleman, too high to catch that pass, and it comes up to center now on the rush. This is Logan Gross with speed. He skates down. Big save, Keller. Keller made the stop as Gross came in. He was looking for his 5th goal of the season. It would have been his 4th point to the WDA tournament, but Keller was equal to the task. Nice play here from Logan Gross getting the Jets on.
Great speed going through the middle there, and that's Minot's got to be aware of that. Dickinson's got some guys that they don't give them any open ice. They'll make you pay. You don't want to give them a full head of steam coming out of the zone. That's not the way you draw it up.
Panasuk gains the zone with it, but it's taken back by the midgets. Here's Krieg. He had back-to-back goals against Century yesterday. Mitch Fig and I talked about it on the call yesterday that Dickinson almost had to maybe play their best game possible in order to beat the Patriots, who have such a high-powered offense coming into the tournament. Century had scored 124 goals on the year and only given up 55. And Dickinson, as a group coming into this WDA tournament, not firing quite that high. However, now they're up to 97 goals for and 71 against. Yesterday on an A to F rating, I would say Dickinson was floating in the high A to A plus category. Wasn't flawless like Mitch Vig said, but boy, did they play well yesterday. All the little things were certainly there. Here's a drive from the slot. Oh, big save, Cadmus. He stoned Deal as Deal had the chance from out in the middle. But Cadmus made his 12th save of the hockey game. Minot out shooting the midgets right now, 12-2 here in the first period of play. Deal fired it forward, knocked down, back in behind the net. Spence is going to pick it up here. Spence met there by Schmeichel, and Schmeichel takes it back underneath the net, but it's the midgets now that possess it. It's going to be sent up to the far point and all the way down. The midgets will use the icing here And a stop of the play.
Probably a good play by Dickinson. You're under a little bit of pressure. You're getting close to the end of the period. There's nothing wrong with icing the puck in high school hockey. Most of the times, you need it. You got to get somebody else out there. You're under serious pressure. Let your goalie reset and get back to some fresh guys on the ice.
10-shot advantage for the Magi. Cadmus getting a workout early on, but the Midgets have had 2 chances that have resulted in shots on goal. One of them a bigger than the other, but Keller's been equal to both. At the half wall. 2-for-2 scrum continues on here. Who's going to come away with the puck on the near side wing? Ref almost blew the whistle. But it's freed and sent back down underneath the goal line. Grohl. Here's a 3-on-2 for the Midgets up to center ice. Radke intercepts that. Went off of Schmeichel and company, and it comes back down to Krieg. The D-man Krieg moved it back up to center. Minot will need to touch up on sides. Not quite in time as Richardson whistled for the offside on the play. And the stop here with 2:12 to play in the opening period. Well, you get a good look at Ben Holland there, the Minot High forward, number 19. Ben having a breakout year for the Minot High Magicians. 10 goals, 7 assists for 17 points. He's got a 2-point WDA tournament here in his sophomore campaign. It's been a bright spot for Minot High School here in this 23-24 season. Roars with the puck. Bumped it free. Into the zone it comes. Blonsky fires. High rising shot missed on the glove side. Under 2 to play opening period. Nobody scoring yet to the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Back in behind the net. Work to the far side. Benz tried to move it up with the no-look backhand pass. Look out right in front. Oh, swept towards the cage and wide. Casey Stagel was there for his 21st of the year, but sent it just wide of the goal paint. Up to center into the zone. Finley Benz fires. Canterbury comes up and hangs on to it as Canterbury shuts the door on Finley Benz. Shots are 13-2 Minot High in this first period of play with just shy of a minute and a half to play in the opening period. Good start for the Magicians here in this hockey game. The longer it stays 0-0 in a game like this, where one team is heavily outshooting the other, obviously better the chances are that one of those greasy ones may come or an opportunistic opportunity may arise, and that's what the Midgets look for here. But it's Morelli that intercepts at center. Morelli's got a 3-on-2 back in with Panasuk. Back over. Here's a drive and a shot that came in. Abrahamson robbed by Catamarus. Morelli's got it back. Abrahamson in the slot. Oh, one-timer. What a save that was. Wow, the Magicians are buzzing with their top unit. Look at this play. Morelli, Abrahamson, Panasuk just couldn't pull the trigger on it.
I just got to keep working. Minot's got a little pressure. Dickinson you need to get it out of the zone. Don't take chances. Minot just kind of taking advantage of a couple miscues by, getting it out of the zone, and you got to hit the net, which is good. We got to just find the way to bury one.
Underneath the goal line now, it's going to be taken here by the Midgets. Under a minute to play in the opening period. Shot from an odd angle. Keller made a save. Oh, the shot came in. Whistler went just wide. There was a chance for Blonsky. Now Deal tries to move it forward. Didn't move the puck the way he wanted to. Was intercepted by the Midgets. They work on it underneath the goal line now with Stengel. And the puck is in the Minot High defensive zone, but the Magi have it. Panasuk couldn't clear it out with a weak backhand. Get ready to cut them down, kids. We're down to 20 seconds to play here in the opening period. Midgets send it back in. Hauk. Blonsky on the attack. Blonsky in the corner. 10 seconds to play. First period. Holland's got it here. Holland works it back to Deal. Minot High's going to be all right with taking the time off the clock, and we are going to get through one period of play with no gained ground for either side. Scoreless at the end of one period in the West Region title game. Almost that young man right there, Bryce Catamarus. He was our MVP of the game yesterday. Already has his name in the hat right now. Shots are 18-2 Magi. But the Midgets and their goaltender hanging on tight. Join us for our first intermission report brought to you by Magic Towing. We'll talk to Dallas Coots former Dickinson High head coach, former player for Dickinson. He was great back in the late 90s, early 2000s. He'll join us in just a few moments and talk about that 2000 West Region title game that his midgets fell short in an overtime 4-3 to Minot High School. We'll talk to him when we come back. We'll also have the highlights of the stats of the first WDA championship game here on the PSP Network.
Tundra month at Cedric Field Toyota. With more than 30 new Tundras to choose from, starting under $50,000, there's a Tundra to fit every lifestyle. Built in Texas and sold right here in Bismarck, North Dakota, the Tundra is more than just a truck. It's an experience. Step inside to discover comfort and cutting-edge technology with the very best safety features. From the rugged SR5 to the luxurious Capstone, there is a Tundra for every adventure. Just off I-94 is exit 161 in Bismarck. Cedric Field Toyota. Let's go places.
When it comes to your car, you need someone you can trust. Someone who cares about your safety, your budget, and your peace of mind. At Trusted Tire and Auto, trust is more than just a word. It's at the heart of everything we do. We're a local business, owned and operated by people who live and work in this community. And we believe that by building relationships based on trust and care, we can make our community a better place to live and drive. Trusted Tire and Auto, where trust, care, and community meet on the road.
When it's time to choose your team, you want to pick the best.
I pick Carson Wentz. I pick Hunter Lipke.
Where'd you come from?
I was in football just like you.
Always choose people you know and trust for your team, like your community bankers at First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
For decades, Nodak Insurance Company has been serving our state's residents in good times and challenging times. We come together for the greater good, from simple acts of kindness to company-wide efforts that make a difference in our community. It's who we are, rooted in North Dakota and ready to serve when it matters most. Nodak Insurance Company, agents with answers.
Darren Johnson, Cody Olson, and Scott Wilkins, your agents with answers in Mandan.
You have built an amazing life by working hard and doing your job well. Delivering financial advice is what we do well. At Ameriprise Financial, our job is to use our skills, experience, and research to help you become more successful in today's economy. What we want you to walk away from each encounter with is satisfaction in knowing that together, we've done what we can to help you work toward a better future.
There is no place like the country club. 18 holes of immaculate golf, along with golf simulator, PGA staff, club fitting and lesson, driving range and practice green, pro shop, delicious food, endless fun in the pool, and activities for the whole family. Learn more and become a member today.
Banking is some of the most important things in your life, and banking at the right bank is very important. We're really proud of our bank because we have great people, and our people are what make our bank go. We always want to treat our customers right and do the best job we can for them, and try to do things to help make our communities better.
Meet Gary. Gary is an ordinary guy, but right now Gary has car trouble. Gary doesn't know about magic towing. Don't be like Gary. Remember the name and the number. It's Magic Towing. We are here to help 24/7. Magic Towing in Western North Dakota. Don't be like Gary. Remember the name and the number. It's Magic Towing.
One period of play in the books in the WDA championship game. Scoreless at the end of 1, 0-0 On the BNC National Bank scoreboard, Nick Holbert joined by Matt Morelli on the call today. We'll bring in Dallas Kuntz here in just a few moments. First, let's give you the recap of the period on the Magic Towing Intermission Report. Magic Towing, you blow it, we tow it. Magic Towing, put this number in your phone now, 701-509-4011. Well, not a whole lot of stats to show you in that first period of play. That's because not a whole lot of highlights to show you, in that first period of play. That's because nobody scored in the opening period, but there were some goaltender saves and some big ones by Bryce Catamarus. My goodness, this young man has certainly been sensational for the Midgets. The all-region selection. So highlight down the other end of the ice surface, however, and a save from Keller from that first period of play. Keller making 2 saves, Catamarus making 18. Only 20 shots total in that first period. And take the word only lightly, that's quite a few and a big workload here in that first period. Catamarus peppered just a bit up to the challenge without question. Those highlights brought to you by our friends at Ryan Family Dealerships. Here's what the numbers look like on paper. The glaring one, obviously, the shots on goal, 18-2. But the goaltender saves, identical. Right below it, scoreless at the end of one. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back and talk to Dallas Kuntz, former head coach of the Midgets. He played in the contest the last time that the Midgets and the Magi played for a region crown, which was 24 years ago. We'll hear his thoughts on that when we come back to the Magic Towing first intermission report. Scoreless at the end of one.
Tundra month at Cedric Thiel Toyota. With more than 30 new Tundras to choose from, starting under $50,000, there's a Tundra to fit every lifestyle. Built in Texas and sold right here in Bismarck, North Dakota, the Tundra is more than just a truck. It's an experience. Step inside to discover comfort and cutting-edge technology with the very best safety features. From the rugged SR5 to the luxurious Capstone, there is a Tundra for every adventure. Just off I-94 is exit 161 in Bismarck. Cedric Thiel Toyota. Let's go places.
This WDA hockey tournament has been one that has been pretty special. There's no question about that. It usually is, but man, these last 2 games today and what's brewing right now here in the third, the WDA title game, really has been worth the price of admission. Some upsets, some big ones, some big time highlights, some big time players in this tournament as well. It's been fun to watch them here at the WDA hockey tournament. Magic Towing brings you the intermission report. Nick Holberg on the call. We're now joined by the former Midget head coach, Mr. Dallas Kuntz. Program director down at Dickinson, joining us on the call. Well, we've missed you a little bit here this year now that you're no longer the head coach of the Midgets, but it's great to see you here today, and we appreciate your time coming up. First things first, how proud are you of the program at Dickinson getting back into that region title game, and more importantly, getting back to the state hockey tournament?
Oh, super jacked for them, super proud of all of them. Cass Dvorak, when I stepped down, he was the right guy. I mean, definitely the right guy for the job. He brings a passion to the rink, and he set the expectations even higher, right? When I started coaching, it was, hey, let's get back to the state tournament and whatnot. And Cass has come in, and that young coaching staff has just done a phenomenal job.
Take us back in the time machine to the year 2000. I talk about Minot High all the time, covering the Magicians all year long. About 2006 is the last time that the Magi won a region crown, and it just feels like an eternity ago. You talk about the year 2000, that's even further back. That was when you were a junior in high school.
Junior in high school, yep.
I mean, we're talking some time ago here now, and 24 years ago. When you think about the matchup and what it meant to get into the region title game that year in your junior year, can you just tell us what comes to mind when I talk about a region championship, or even that whole WDA tournament that you guys found yourself in that was a record-breaking one for the program and the whole town of Dickinson?
Absolutely. People don't understand. We formed high school hockey, I think it was in 94 or 95. So, still a super young program. And in 2000 for us to, it was the same thing. I think we upset Century to get into that region title game in that season as well, and faced off against the Magi. Brings back a lot of good memories. A few hot dogs ago, definitely was a lot more chipper then than now, but no, it brings back great memories, and It's been a long time. Hopefully now the bar has been set, and our whole program moving forward, just expectations are higher and keep it rolling.
I've always had nothing but respect for how you've run the program, and being the program director in Dickinson, it's been so much fun being in hockey in North Dakota, being in the West region. We all know, and if you're new to this, the East dominates the West, and it's been like that since the start of time. However, a program like Dickinson and the growth has really been fun to see, and watching that program develop under your direction and others throughout time. How does it stand today as far as the numbers in Dickinson and the involvement in the community with hockey?
Absolutely booming. It's booming. We're with all of our learn to play and learn to skate programs. We're right at about 570, 580 kids.
Wow.
10 years ago we had 200. So we opened our second sheet of ice and it just kind of took off. It just exploded. So the previous director before me, Dave Hanneman was his name. He did a phenomenal job on recruiting kids and kind of grew the program to a certain point, and then it just blew up. It did. But now that we're big, it's not just about numbers, right? You got to start developing talent, developing depth. It's going to get a little more cutthroat, which is what you need if you have a successful program.
What's the biggest challenge been in your mind, you think, in developing that? When I think about Dickinson, first thing that comes to mind is Trinity basketball and Trinity football. That's where my brain goes. Obviously, midget baseball is pretty big. That doesn't really compete, I guess. But what do you think the biggest challenge was getting that thing launched?
We're still a heavily first generation, dominated club. A lot of the parents whose kids are in the program, they played other sports, right? Like hockey wasn't around back when they were growing up. So, I think it's the culture. It's the culture. It's that winning mentality, like Minot High or Bismarck High of the glory days, and those years that their high schools, you look at their youth program, and every time those youth teams touch the ice, they expect to win, and they're competing night in, night out at practice and whatnot. So it's the culture thing. We're starting to see more and more of like my old classmates coming back into the program, and I got them coaching. We have a lot more hockey players coaching now, and that's been a huge step for us too.
Yeah, great job all around. Final thing for you here on this day, and a special one for the midget group. I know this memory is probably not your fondest, but you still got to the region title game. Do you remember the game-winning goal in overtime that Minot scored against Dickinson in that contest?
Yeah, actually I do. I think my defensive partner kicked it in the net accidentally. I won't name any names, but I think it went off of a skate into our net. And that game was similar to this one. Minot back then too kind of took it to us a little bit, but we just hung around, and I think that's what our guys here need to do. Two periods of hockey left. It doesn't matter. Shots, I've never, shots are a big deal on net, but all it takes is one to put it in the back of the net, right? And if we can help our goaltender out here a bit and start buzzing a little bit, and hopefully give ourselves a chance.
Well, I said the same thing last night, and this would be a great question for you. Final one for you. It just seemed like last night on an 8.5 rating, Dickinson was just about flawless. That had to be a darn near A-plus performance against Century last night.
The only downfall and there towards the end of the third, is given that Century power play an opportunity, right? Like we couldn't. We did a good job at the end of the game there, staying out of the box. But no, coaches had a great game plan. Boys came out just flying, and that was a great win for us last night.
Looking forward to the second period. We appreciate your time as always. Great job with the program.
Thank you for everything you guys do at PSP. I know there's a bunch of people in Dickinson watching right now, so I appreciate everything you do too. So thank you.
Well, great to see you. Great job with the program. That's Dallas Kuntz, former head coach of the Midgets, program director in Dickinson right now. Great to see you as always, my friend. He was a part of the game back in 2000 that Minot High ended up winning in overtime 4-3. Will we have more of that today? Scoreless at the end of one. Second period comes up next on the PSP Network.
News. If you're looking for a new vehicle, Ryan Family Dealerships has the best selection we've had in years. You'll find fantastic offers from Nissan, Honda, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Cadillac, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram.
Hold on. Ryan sells Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram?
Yes, we do, and we'd love to sell one to you. Visit one of our 5 convenient locations in Minot and Williston. Get your next vehicle from a name you know and trust. Ryan Family Dealerships.
The trick to throwing well is knowing where you want the ball to go. Like how the local bankers at First Western Bank and Trust take the time to learn about you and recommend the banking services like online banking or personal loans that keep your goals on target.
First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
WDA hockey tournament coverage brought to you by all those fine sponsors that you see on the PSP network. Frankly, without them, we just wouldn't be here. Our mission of promoting local athletes, we can't thank all those sponsors enough. But I know there's some people not too impressed that you had to pay for this tournament, but we can't thank you enough either. Frankly, that was our only option. What would you rather have? The option to pay or the option to not watch it at all? That's the bottom line. We can't thank everybody involved. Here's a drive that came up off the opening draw in the second. Up into the protective mesh. Nice start here for Dickinson off the hop.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if you're Minot, you can't be watching the puck. You better be playing the body. I mean, don't you give them shots in the slot. You can't get walked around like that. Just focus on their chest. Don't let them make all the moves they want, but you can't let them walk around you like that.
Face off on the glove side of Keller. You're just joining us. Shots were 18-2 in the first. Minot out shooting Dickinson big time. But there was a 15-minute break, and I'm sure there was plenty of conversation in both rooms on what needed to change here in the second period. And the Midgets have puck possession to start the first 30 seconds of the middle period. Back in behind the net, Richardson has it here, trying to feed it off to Coleman. Comes right out in front now after Krieg came in and made the stop. Here's a drive, high riser. That one just missed the net from Dvorak as he tried to take a top shelf on Keller. Great to see Dallas Kuntz, by the way. Great conversation with him in between the periods. Former head hockey coach, program director in Dickinson. Back up to the line. Dickinson holds. Full minute of pressure here from the Midgets to start the second. But it's the Magi now that are going to carry up to neutral ice here as Coleman and Findlay Vance will move it off ahead. Midgets off the change. They're going to take it back into Minot High territory. Is it an icing? It's not. Radke got a stick on the pass attempt out front there from Logan Gross. Minot High's top unit coming back onto the ice surface. Abrahamson up the near side wall. He's got a rush here. Abrahamson fires. Blocker save. Morelli in the slot. Fires. Oh, he missed the net down in front. Puck comes back away underneath the goal line. Now here for Abrahamson. Morelli, side of the cage. Big stop. Catabaris. And Catabaris is going to hang on to it. Oh, some chances exchanged here.
Couple great chances for Minot. You talk about coming bearing down the clutch. You got to bury some of those. A couple nice saves by Gattermiss. That's what you need. He needs to be solid for those guys.
15:24 to play in the second. Back to that conversation with Dallas Kuntz. How about a program going in the last 10 years from 200 enrolled in the program up to 500? You got to really appreciate what they've done in Dickinson in the hockey world. And the big takeaway, like he had just said when we talked to him a moment ago, is that now they're starting to see in the program where some of the parents that used to play the game are now involved with their kids in the program, where when they started that in the mid-90s, it was so new to the community.
You're getting second generation, which is nice.
Minot went through the same thing back in the 70s.
Yep.
Dickinson a few years behind in that race. However, as time evolves, it's great to see a program like Dickinson continue to grow the sport that so many of us love so much. Midgets to center. A win here today for them would be absolutely ginormous. They're tied with Minot right now here in the second period. If you're Minot High and the head coaching staff of Bennett and Willard, with John Grubb on the bench as well. Uh-oh, here's Holland out in front of the net. He's going to fire, catching mid-stop again. Catamarus hangs on to it. If you're the gentleman on the screen right now, Jason Bennett and John Grubb. If we go to the left a little bit, you'll see Jordan Willard in the maroon jacket as well. What do you think the main message in the locker room was in between the first and second?
I think you just stick with your game. You've got a lot of shots. We're generating chances, but we just got to bear down. I think we got to crash the net a little bit more. Get to the front of the net for getting the goalie, block his sight, screen him, get deflections, tip, greasy goals. That's what's gonna you're gonna need tonight. You don't have to make that fancy goal. It most likely won't happen. Just got to get to that dirty area or down deep, right, and 10 feet out.
Catamarus sees it. He's going to stop it. That just seems to be the tail of the tape with that young man. Big hit in behind the net. Now it's going to be freed back here by the midgets on the race. Back forward is Lemon. Lemon tattooed on the wall. The puck is freed now by the midgets who have it underneath on the near side wing. Back up to the point. Held in here by Hauk. And an offsides will be charged here on Dickinson with 2 minutes 59 seconds complete here in our second period. Shots are now 21-2 favoring the Magi. Anybody's game still. We've seen that all tournament long, that sometimes when these lopsided shooting affairs like this continue on, it takes one goal and then that momentum is just a game changer and the pendulum all of a sudden swings. Finley Bentz trying to swing the pendulum in the way of the Magi now as he carries it in. Went back up top to Coleman. Back to Bentz underneath the goal line. Fired past Coleman there. Goes away to the far side wall where the midgets try to clear the zone. They will now. And up to center ice, it's Radke. Comes back in for Bentz. He'll walk and fire. Catamarus went down and hung on to it. If he sees it, he's going to stop it, it seems, and he does it again there on the 21st shot of the game. Make it 22nd, and Catamarus hangs on to it. You look at the Dickinson program and their wins on the year. They went 15-8 overall on the season. That's a very good campaign inside of high school hockey. They got blanked by Legacy 4-0. Minot beat them the next game 3-1. Then Century beat them. Then Rapid City Central beat them. Jamestown and Legacy beat them. Century beat them again. And then Minot beat them at the end of the year. Their biggest loss came to the Century Patriots, 12-2. Back out front. Here's a drive that was knocked down out in front of the net there from Dvorak's chance. And now Tegan Strand's got the motor on. He went up to center. Caden Krieg's going to take it off sides. Charged here on Krieg and company. Big number 11 here for the Dickinson Midgets, a player to watch for in this hockey game. He's got to be considered the best defenseman in the entire WDA, doesn't he? One of them.
Sure, yeah, he's right up there. I mean, he's a presence out there. You got to be aware when he's out there. You're not going to get anything by him. It's not going to be easy on him.
Well, you've got him, but some others that are in the conversation for the senior athlete of the year. Keller makes a save, swept away the rebound. Puck right in front. Here's Krieg, fires, he scores! Well, we just talked about Caden Krieg. And then Caden Krieg fires it into the back of the net for the Midgets. He's had himself a season. That's goal number 19, point number 37, point number 6 of the WDA hockey tournament. What a ripper that was from Caden Krieg.
Great shot. You just can't give a guy like that all that time in the slot. That's not going to be good. Nothing good happens when you're giving up shots like that right there, especially when nobody's on you. He's too dangerous.
Made no doubt about it. 1-0 Midgets on their 4th shot of the game. Minot tries to respond now. Here's Dan Durkee on the call. Hughlin on the assist. Hughlin and Krieg on the tally. Well, that's a game changer, Matt. Let's see how Minot responds. That's the big question mark right now, is maybe, I wouldn't say waking the Magi up a bit because they're out shooting them 23-4. However, it certainly turns that intensity knob up just a bit when you're trailing in this hockey game for Minot High School.
Well, for sure. It gives them momentum. And either way, Minot's just got to keep doing what you're doing. You're outplaying them as far as shots goes. Like Dickinson's not going to. They're giving up shots, but sometimes it just seems like you always say, once there's such a big lopsided advantage for one team, that's when the other team seems to pop one in. Remind us, don't get frustrated. You're playing well. You're doing all right. You just got to find a way to bury them. You got to break the ice. You got to get that first one.
Century in the tail end of the game last night against the Dickinson Midgets turned on the burners to say just a bit. The first period was back and forth. Dickinson's all right with weathering a storm like this. I would have to think that being their motto, just doing those little things and relying on that goaltender. Here's Holland, save, rebound, Rutlick back in behind the net, sent it out front. Holland whacking at it. What a defensive stop there coming from Stengel. Magi with another chance here with 11:30 to play in the second. On the near side wall, puck is tied up right in front of the Minot High student section that's here in full force. Lemon at center. Fan on it, Minot still got it, but here come the Midgets back up through the neutralized territory. Dvorak make that goal, sent it all the way down. In on Keller, and Keller's going to make the stop. 11:15 to play in the second. While we've had some upsets in this tournament, not in the first round according to the ranking that these teams came in on, but that game last night, Dickinson certainly had the magic. Can they do it 2 days in a row? Can you imagine the celebration at Dickinson tonight if the Midgets can come away with their first ever region championship? I would think it would be large, my friends. Minot High unable to clear the puck out of their own end. That was Hagenau that lost a handle on it. Back in behind the net here for the Midgets going to work. Take it on the far side, trying to poke it up the wall. Minot's got it now with Strand, and Strand brings it up in the 3-on-3 drill. Into the zone come the Magi. They stay on sides. Puck is knocked out of the air. Loose here. Finley Bent scrumming for it. Minot High's got a man open right in front of the net. It was Hagenau, but Bent sent it high. Comes out in front of the cage. Midgets are going to flip it up off the glass all the way down. Will it get down there for an icing? It will. And that icing is brought to you by our friends at Prestwich Orthodontics. Prestwich Orthodontics, 0% financing. Free consultations either online or in the office. It's Prestwich Orthodontics. You can find them at minotbraces.com. Morelli's in on the draws. He's going to step in against Hodgson. Talked about Hodgson yesterday. Played by youth hockey or by high school hockey with his dad back in the Magic City. His uncle was a goaltender for Minot High back in the day. Sister was a great player as well, or his aunt, I should say, was a great player as well back in the early 2000s. Morelli off the wall, shuffled off ahead to the near side. Gross moved it down. Morelli's going to skate up to center, and Morelli's into the zone. Morelli gets around a man. Morelli takes it, trying to tuck it. All the stop was made. Catamaris scrum right to the Minot offensive goal. Look at Patasuk getting worked on there by Catamaris. Patasuk wants to talk to the official about it. That conversation continuing, but I think it's fair to say we're in for prison rules today, folks. You're not going to get many penalties in this hockey game.
Probably not. They're going to let them play unless it's like really flagrant. I mean, that's a good call. That's a good no call. I probably wouldn't have called anything there. It just sometimes you're tangled up with a goalie. That's just natural reaction for the goalie to give him a couple shots there and say, hey, get lost. You don't belong here, and that's all right. You got to go to the net. That's where the action is.
Like the play from Catamaris. Yeah, if you're the goaltender, you got to be aggressive. Back at neutral ice now. It's Steele that chips it up into the offensive zone. Midgets on the retrieve away to Tanner Roars on the near side. Minot into the offensive territory now here with Patasuk firing. Missed wide on the glove side. Slap shot, the heavy one here from Abrahamson. And the faceoff will come now on the glove side of Catamaris here with 9:30 left in the second. Just about halfway into this hockey game, halfway home. Dickinson leads 1-0. courtesy of Caden Krieg with a rocket. 19th goal of the year for Krieg, 37th point, 6th point of the WDA tournament. Schmeichel frees the puck, fires, all the stop is made, it's above the net, shot comes in on the rebound. Catamarus is going to hang on to it again as the Magi have had some chances, but the brick wall is officially up. That's save number 27 for Bryce Catamarus here in the hockey game as we look at it on the Ryan Family Dealerships replay once again.
Puck went straight up in the air, and I think that's when you have to crash the net. You know you need a greasy goal, a lucky. You call them lucky, call them whatever you want, but we need something here to kind of get one past them to kind of open it up a little bit.
Grohl back behind his own net. Holland holds it in. Went off of Schmeichel on the attempt to Rutlick. Now the Magi have possession. Holland in the circle. Sent it underneath the goal line, around to the near side. Krieg pushes to center. Comes back away now here to Deal, and Deal will fire it in. 8:50 ticking down in the second period of play. Dickinson's up by a goal on the Magi in the WDA championship. Schmeichel moved it ahead, but it's the Midgets with possession. They go right back to center. Radke goes right back in. Minot's gonna have to wait to touch up on sides. Minot's still off sides, and now a stop here. Well, the way these benches are set up here at the VFW Sports Center, Minot High's bench inside the blue line over on the far side. You can see it from here how pretty much 3/4 of the bench are in the offensive zones. That makes it a little bit of a challenge, and Minot High got snake bit by it right there, man.
Yeah, it's like most of the time you see arenas that have the time box and the penalty boxes on the opposite side of the team benches, and they can't do much there. We can't do anything about the design of the arena. You just have to be aware of it.
Puck's taken and fired in from Coleman. Well, that advantage and disadvantage shines bright in the middle period. That's where we are now with Minot trailing by 1-0. Here's Strand, fired towards the net, was going just a bit wide, comes back underneath. Here come the Midgets. They've got numbers out to center. Oh, nice play there by the Magi, and the hard back check from Strand. That puck ends up coming right back in on Bryce Catamarus. He makes the save, and the faceoff will come back to his blocker side. You look at the tournament championship history, Matt. Century, Bismarck, Minot, they're the only teams with 5 or more. Minot's got 5 titles. Century's got 8. The Demons from Bismarck have 12. But their last came in 2017. They haven't won one since. They didn't qualify for the tournament this year. Minot's last one came in 2006. Jamestown's got 2 of them. Legacy's got 1, and Devil's Lake has the other. Here's a rush. Catamarus way out of the net to play it. He's bumped into on the play, and the puck is going to be sailed all the way down to the other end of the ice, and now Coleman down in the corner ends up with his helmet off on the play. As it's rough and tumble, there's going to be a cross-checking call, and the first specialty teams activity of the game is going to belong to the Magi.
Well, it's good work by Minot. You're pressuring them. Dickinson, sometimes you don't know, you can't turn over the pucks in that area, bouncing off people. Just you have no choice but to take an icing, and unfortunately took a penalty with it, and that makes it even tougher. And you just have to. These games are so tight, you got to stay out of the box.
Shots are 29-5. Magi have the advantage, and now they're on a Servpro power play. Touch it. Minot High touched it with their stick. Somebody touched the puck, so the clock stops. Now they touch, and we'll come all the way back into Minot High territory.
You've got to be smarter than that. You can't be putting your stick above your shoulders when the puck's bouncing around. Keep it at waist level or chest level. Got to know better than that. I mean, that's not a very good play by Minot.
Well, you got to be sharp in this hockey game, and you also can't just look at it like a landmine when time's wearing off your power play. The ref's waiting for you to touch the puck so the clock would stop. Here's Panasuk with it. Underneath the Minot High goal line. Abrahamson lost an edge, and then the Midgets clear it all the way down as it sailed 200 feet. First power play of the game in the WDA title matchup. Minot's 1 for 2 on the man advantage in the tournament. Here comes Strand into the zone. Strand trying to feed it back door to Morelli. Comes over down to Abrahamson. Abrahamson at the half wall. Worked up to the point. Deal to Morelli. Sends it down. Panasuk out in front. Oh, on-time opportunity. Ends up on the stick of Strand. He shoots. He scores. Tegan Strand, the recipient of an Abrahamson whiff, and it comes onto the tape of Strand, and he tucks it in for goal number 2 in the tournament. That was a big one for the Magi on the power play. And Panasuk sent it up to Strand, and it's a power play goal for the Magi. They've gotten the rush now as in comes Holland. Holland trying to break free. Holland's going to be hooked up on the play, and the Magi go back to the Serve Pro power play as into the sin bin will be Drew Spence, and all of a sudden the energy level inside the VFW just reached a peak in the title game.
Getting kind of a little louder in the last minute and a half. You're Dickinson, you've got to kill it off. That's 2 straight penalties on them. Dickinson, settle down. You can kill them off. You're right there. You just got to be a little smarter. You're kind of taking a lazy penalty. You've got to be even with that guy. Can't take a guy down like that.
Morelli has it here. Fired, hit traffic in front and sailed high. Flipped out to neutral. Here's a chance for the Midget. Short-handed. This is Zietz in with it. He'll fire. He scores! Oh, my goodness. Zietz says, let me hear you. Midgets say it's a short-handed goal. And Dickinson takes the lead back on the Minot Serve Pro power play. Shot from the dot. Keller's been nothing shy of flawless on the season. He wants that one back. And the Midgets get a short-handed goal. How about the tournament here for Shaden Zietz? Short-handed, unassisted goal for Zietz. He's got another one. Here's Morelli up top. Comes back to deal. Now Morelli walks in, sends it downstairs, back over Panasuk. Trying to feed it in front, loose in front. It's swept aside, and the Midgets are going to try to clear. They're not going to be able to. Comes back up to the line here for Morelli. Back to deal at the point. Back over Strand, surveying. Strand sends it in front, tip there. Save Catamarus, and it comes back away for the Midgets. They clear it out. Shaden Zietz in the tournament, Matt, coming in. Let's start where he came into the tournament. He had 2 goals coming in. He's got 3 goals now in the tournament for 5 on the season. How do you like that? To the 2 biggest games of the year, the young man has certainly delivered here for the Dickinson Midgets. Morelli backdoor. Oh, Coleman fanned on the one-timer. It's in his skates. Comes back underneath the net now for Panasuk. Panasuk setting it up to the point. Here's Deal at the line, worked it back to Morelli. Deal thinks about it. Now he whistles loose there. It's taken here by Krieg, and shorthanded comes Krieg, trying to poke it free to center, but it holds his own. 18 seconds of power play time. Deal holds it in here as Krieg forcing him. 10 seconds of Serve Pro power play time for the Magi as Benz has it in deep. Finley Benz back up to Radke. Radke can't hold it at the point. Midgets are full strength. How do you like that kill from Dickinson? Not only do they kill it off, they get a shorthanded goal to lead back here in the region championship. Puck comes back away underneath the Minot high net now as Richardson went to Holland. Coleman picked off at center there off for Roars. Holland's got it again. Delivered to Richardson. Up over center and down into the zone. Minot High will give chase with 3:37 to play in the second. Dickinson's got a pair. Shots are 29-6, favoring the Magi. But the Midgets are on top of this hockey game. Puck comes away to the near side wing. Schmeichel in hard on the forecheck. Helping him out here is Rodacker. Rodacker working on it still. Comes to Radke at the line. Radke sends it in. Blocker stop there. Canterbury sequel to that challenge as the puck's worked up the far wall. Dumped to the opposite corner by Richardson. Down deep. It's Hauk fighting forward here. Rodacker in after him. A 2-for-2 scrum develops in the corner with under 3 to play in the second. Comes away Schmeichel. Fires. Hit traffic in front. Nice block there from Roars. High up off the glass and back away to the near side. It's taken by Hauk. He tries to clear. He can. And it comes all the way back into Minot High territory where it's Radke that's back in after it here. Radke dropped it back. Lemon up to center. Schmeichel dump and chase Magi. And Dvorak wisely just falls on top of it and hangs on here with 2:27 left in period number 2. How do you like the Midgets up 2-1 on the shorthanded goal?
Well, they're doing everything right. They're kind of pushing the right buttons. They're not panicking. I mean, they're getting outshot by quite a bit, but they're just kind of doing what they got to do, chipping it off the wall, taking the occasional icing, which is okay. Go from there and take your chances.
Andrew Coleman at the point. Fouled Morelli. Now Abrahamson. Morelli's got it here at the half wall. Morelli back up to Coleman. Across to Lemon. Far side. That one hit traffic. It sails up. Hit the glass and it comes away to the near side where the Midgets trying to clear. Morelli intercepts it. Sends it out front. Trying to feed it off to Abrahamson. A stick maybe came from Krieg on the play. Panasuk. Fancy move with it. Here's Panny. He's got another one. Fires it. Nice diving play there from Hodgson as he dove in front of that shot from Panasuk. Minot holds it in here with Abrahamson. Flurries on both sides of this hockey game. Way more on the side of the Magi. Now Morelli's back in with it. Here's Morelli. Fires a hard wrister. Just missed on the glove side. Mackley Morelli, the All-Stater, works it away to the center slot. Trying to shuffle it off. Abrahamson take it here. Hodgson sends it all the way down. That's a shot on goal. Dickinson goes off for a change. The Magi and Andrew Coleman have it. And Andrew Coleman works it up off of Morelli and back down in to the Minot High offensive zone. 1 minute, 16 seconds left in the second. The Midgets with a short-handed goal and a response after Minot High got their first goal of the game. Courtesy of Tegan Strand here in the second. He's got a chance now. Strand stick checked on the play there from Roars. Minot's got position, however, as they set it up here out front. Bentz fires on the doorstep. Whoa, Finley Bentz was wide open in front. Canterbury denying everything but one. 30 saves in the game on 31 shots right now, Matt. And Canterbury is having himself a lifetime performance in the WDA title matchup.
Yeah, great save. Tough break for Minot. You're getting some chances in the high slot. They're just not getting their way through there. But credit to Dickinson. They're just kind of blocking shots and getting in the lanes, and that's what you got to do.
Tegan Strand's got it. Fires it out to center. Went off of Finley Bentz, who gains the zone. Final 40 seconds here in the second. Rutlick, center slot, got it down, fired on. Holland stopped by Canterbury, loose in the paint, and Canterbury on top of it again. As the Magi have had their chances. Ben Holland back on the ice for the Magi, looking towards the sky, saying, what do we have to do?
You just got to keep working hard. That's all you can do. You suck it up. You say we got to keep grinding away. It's a battle. They want it just as bad as Minot does, and that's what you want to see. It's a title game. It's got everything you want and everything that makes for an exciting game.
Off the draw, puck comes back away to the Midgets, out to center with Logan Gross. Gross was hit by Radke into the zone. It came, and now Deal's got it back behind his own net. Here's Deal getting it back over now here to Morelli, and Morelli goes up to center to Rutlick into the offensive territory. Morelli helping here, comes back to Deal. Minot skates in with the D-man Deal. He was our player of the game in the opening round. He had a pair of assists, both on Morelli goals. Comes back up to the Clyde. We didn't even have the kids count him down at the end of the period. Minot ends with a flurry and a 31-7 shot advantage through 2 periods of play. But the storyline is the goaltender from the Dickinson Midgets, and Catamaris, who is having himself a hockey game. 32 saves on 33 shots through 2 periods. Wow. Made 14 in that period alone. 33-7, the shots on goal here in this second period, through 2 periods of play, I should say. Well, the third's going to be a nail-biter, I guarantee you that much. Magic Towing Intermission Report comes up next here on the PSP Network.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by PSP Network. It's game day.
When facing disaster, it's not just the things we lose, but the memories. But there's hope. ServPro, with decades of experience in Minot and Bismarck, is always ready. Our certified professionals don't just restore homes, they rebuild lives. Because to us, you're not just a client, you're family.
Shields Visa is more than just a card. It's the freedom to go. It's a gateway to explore and do more of what you love. Imagine where the Shields Visa can take you. So join us in discovering endless possibilities. Shields Visa. Together, we've got this.
Meet Gary. Gary is an ordinary guy, but right now Gary has car trouble. Gary doesn't know about magic towing. Don't be like Gary. Remember the name and the number. It's Magic Towing. We are here to help 24/7. Magic Towing in Western North Dakota. Don't be like Gary. Remember the name and the number. It's Magic Towing.
It's Tundra Month at Cedric Thiel Toyota. With more than 30 new Tundras to choose from, starting under $50,000, there's a Tundra to fit every lifestyle. Built in Texas and sold right here in Bismarck, North Dakota, the Tundra is more than just a truck. It's an experience. Step inside to discover comfort and cutting-edge technology with the very best safety features. From the rugged SR5 to the luxurious Capstone, there is a Tundra for every adventure. Just off I-94 is exit 161 in Bismarck. Cedric Thiel Toyota. Let's go places.
When it comes to your car, you need someone you can trust. Someone who cares about your safety, your budget, and your peace of mind. At Trusted Tire and Auto, trust is more than just a word. It's at the heart of everything we do. We're a local business owned and operated by people who live and work in this community. And we believe that by building relationships based on trust and care, we can make our community a better place to live and drive. Trusted Tire and Auto, where trust, care, and community meet on the road.
When it's time to choose your team, you want to pick the best.
I pick Carson Wentz. I pick Hunter Lipke.
Where'd you come from? I was in football just like you.
Always choose people you know and trust for your team. Like your community bankers at First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
For decades, Nodak Insurance Company has been serving our state's residents in good times and challenging times. We come together for the greater good, from simple acts of kindness to company-wide efforts that make a difference in our community. It's who we are, rooted in North Dakota and ready to serve when it matters most. Nodak Insurance Company, agents with answers.
Darren Johnson, Cody Olson, and Scott Wilkins, your agents with answers in Mandan.
You have built an amazing life by working hard and doing your job well. Delivering financial advice is what we do well. At Ameriprise Financial, our job is to use our skills, experience, and research to help you become more successful in today's economy. What we want you to walk away from each encounter with is satisfaction in knowing that together, we've done what we can to help you work toward a better future.
Shields Visa is more than just a card. It's the freedom to go. It's a gateway to explore and do more of what you love. Imagine where the Shields Visa can take you. So join us in discovering endless possibilities. Shields Visa. Together, we've got this.
Nobody thinks about personal injury until it happens. But when injury strikes, so will your bills and the turmoil and everything you'll miss out on. It's a mess and you need someone to help it all make sense. That someone is Schweigert, Clamine, and McBride. We know the territory and the process, and we work smart and hard to get you results. It's easier to get back to normal knowing there's a team behind you. We're the ones the other side doesn't want you to call. We're on your side. We're Schweigert, Clamine, and McBride.
There is no place like the country club. 18 holes of immaculate golf, along with golf simulator, PGA staff, club fitting and lesson, driving range and practice green, pro shop, delicious food, endless fun in the pool, and activities for the whole family. Learn more and become a member today.
Well, did you take your blood pressure pills today? That's the question right now inside of the VFW Sports Center. And everybody watching this game online on PSP Network, let me tell you, not everybody, however, is fully engaged. Matt, as take a look at the youngster on the screen. That's a brand new hockey fan, folks, that you see on your screen right there. I'm not sleeping during this one, but I understand why the little one is in front of us here. People from all ages, all over the place, dialed in today. The Midgets are 17 minutes away from their first ever region championship. It's Nick Holberg, Matt Morelli on the call inside of the VFW Sports Center. Wow, Dickinson's got to be feeling pretty happy with where they stand right now. leading 2-1. They trailed the shot column 33-7, but that shot column, like Dallas Kuntz says, they don't really care about that. That's not the number that matters at the end. Overall, what's your big takeaway from periods 1 and 2?
I think it seems like it hasn't been a lot of rhythm at times where nobody can really get, establish those the outnumbered chances and the rushes, but that's the way it is in these games. Like you're saying, the shot, it doesn't matter. You've got to bear down and find a way to break through and get yourself in front where the rebounds and the tips and the trying to screen the goalie. Nobody said it was going to be easy for either team, and it's a battle. Dickinson's doing all the right things right now. I don't know if you can say there's not pressure on them just because when you're the underdog and you're a lower seed, but they're sure playing like they're not too. It doesn't look like they're nervous. With mine, I think sometimes that you have that such a big shot differential, you've just got to stick with your game. That's the only thing you can do. I say you can't get frustrated. They'll come eventually, but you got to believe it. You got to want it. You got to win those foot races to the puck. The battles, it's going to come down to 17 minutes of hard play by both sides, and what goalie is going to stand tall, and that's all you can ask for. It's a good game. It's not like anybody's all these guys are playing hard. They're playing hard. They're laying it on the line. You're playing for a #1 seed in the state tournament out of the West, and we'll leave it at that.
See this highlight package brought to you by Ryan Family Dealerships. There's a trending theme as this highlight reel continues on, and that's that the Dickinson goaltender in Canberra is certainly having himself a game, but here's the go-ahead goal that was scored 5 minutes, 56 seconds left in that second period. Minot had some chances after that to the second as well, but Canberra has just been on his head this entire hockey game. We'll look at the scoring recap. And the numbers brought to you by Ryan Family Dealerships. Locations all throughout Western North Dakota. It's Ryan Family Dealerships. DriveRyan.com. Browse our massive inventory now. You look at the highlights. Well, here's how it looks like. Here's how it looks on paper, Matt. Right now, it's the Midgets that are up by a score of 2-1. That shot column is certainly something that can't be overlooked. However, 33-7. It's not the main factor. The factor in my mind, or the element of it, is that Canberra's at some point is going to start wearing thin on the amount of energy he's got left. He's seen some shots in this tournament, second game in a row that he's seen more than 30. He saw 38 against Century yesterday in the semis. I know that he's going to see more than another 5 here in this third period. Minot's power play is 1 for 2. Dickinson hasn't had a power play yet in the game. Minot High looking to see if they could come from behind here today. Canterbury and company looking to see if they could build the levy and hang on tight. Scoring recap. Caden Krieg scored first in the first period at 4:08. He was assisted by Hauglund. Then it was the Magi that scored in the second. Tegan Strand on the power play from Easton Panasock and Mackley Morelli. That came at 10:15. But then a moment later at 11:04, short-handed goal from Zietz. I can't tell you enough how impressive that kid's been in this tournament. The junior again came into the WDA dance with 2 points in the goal column on the year. 2 total goals. Total. He had 2 goals in the semis last night, and he's got the go-ahead goal here in the WDA championship today. Gotta like a performance like that. 18 shots in the first for the Magi, 15 in the second. 2 in the first for Dickinson, 5 in the second for Dickinson. Total 33-7. Third period of play right around the corner. Well, you look at how we got to this point here today inside the WDA hockey tournament. And the teams that are going to represent the WDA at the big dance, the state tournament next week. Legacy will be the 4 seed. Century will be the 3 seed. Why is that? Well, Legacy took down Mandan 1-0 in the second loser-own game of the day today. Talk about a goalie duel there. That was something special. Kind of the same thing in the first one. However, Century and Jamestown was more lopsided in the shot column, kind of like this one is. Gelberg from Jamestown did everything he could to will the Blue Jays into the state tournament. But it was Century that came out on top. All that's left to decide is who's the number 1 and number 2 seeds from the West region. The winner of this one gets the number 1 seed out of the WDA, and they avoid, more importantly, Red River and Grand Forks Central in that opening round of the tournament. How big really is that to not have to play the Riders or the Knights?
Well, I think it's awfully big. It's bigger than what people think, because you just have that aura of playing the top, playing a Grand Forks team, and they're just, you can say whatever you want about Grand Forks. They're good every year. They might be a down in their mind, but not the rest, not to everybody else in the state. They're just that good. They're maybe their third and fourth lines could maybe be a top line in the western part of the state. So it's like, if you're going to beat those guys, you've got to play flawless, and it takes a lot of moving parts to take one of those guys down. Any Eastern team, for that matter, you can't just put it all on Grand Forks Central and Red River, but all the Eastern teams are solid. It's just they have that experience. They're playing Minnesota teams more than the Western teams are. Call it what you want. You have to be ready, solid. You can't have you almost have to have just the perfect game.
Time for the third. Minot High is in white. Dickinson's in black. Dickinson 17 minutes away from an upset and their first ever region championship. Midgets with possession here. They're going to launch up to neutral ice. Comes to Radke, and he's going to send it on in. Canamerus gloved it, left it there for Caden Krieg, and Krieg's going to send it down. We might get a steady dose of the icings here in this third period of play. I would have to assume that is part of the arsenal of the game plan for the Midgets, and rightfully so.
Right, for sure. There's nothing wrong with that. If people don't like it, well, too bad. If you're Dickinson, you take it. You take a whistle, get some different guys out, calm things down. There's nothing wrong with an icing. That's just the way it is. You don't get penalized for it in high school hockey.
Long conversations this week at the WDA hockey tournament with our other colored analysts that were on the air with us, including Lane Sedeby, the head coach of the Bismarck Bobcats, Mario Lamoureux, the Bismarck Hockey Boosters director, former UND standout, Mitch Vig, the former captain of the Fighting Sioux on that 97 national title team, and yourself. There's been some talks about wanting to see North Dakota high school hockey change that rule where icing would result in what it does at the higher levels. Keller's out of the net to play it, fired it up to center, and the puck's taken at center and sent right back in by Roars. Chance there for the Midgets, but Keller came out to make the play. That ice is still wet in certain spots. There's some puddles out there into the offensive zone for Blonsky. Why does that matter? Well, the puck will stick in that area of the ice that's still got water on it. That can create some deadly turnovers in a game like this. Deal's got it back behind his own net. Real estate, but not a lot of it because Hodgson was on top of him. Comes away to the near side, flipped up. Krieg holds there for a moment. Now the Magi are going to have possession again, and it's Tegan Strand that's got it. And Strand puts it up off the glass. Rutlick trying to get a handle on it there, and it's going to be sent in on Canamerus, who's just going to freeze it here on top of his own blue paint.
That's good. Force Dickinson into a face-off there, and they're in their own zone. That's good hustle. You take face-offs down in the offensive zone. You win the face-off, put shot on net. Anything's possible. But you got to. Minot's got to figure a way to break through, get one here. Just get something going here.
Well, will the levy break? 34 shots to 7. The Magi have the advantage, but Bryce Canamerus has been the storyline. The all-region goaltender for the Midgets in that conversation again this year. That young man, I've talked about him all year as being one of the tops inside of the WDA. And he's proving right now that in big games, he certainly is just that. Half the time, that's the battle. How well do you show up when it matters? And right now, it matters more than anything for the Midgets and their program. Went off of Manson up into the Midget bench and a stop of the play coming here. If you've got a good goaltender, you've got some high-end talent and a power play that's halfway worth something, you can go far in the postseason, and that theory is proven here at the WDA tournament. Dickinson came in as the number 4 seed. They're going to leave with no less than a number 2 spot. for the state tournament next week. Morelli's got it under the net, sent it out front. Panasuk just couldn't fire it. He had coverage on top of him. That was Dvorak on top of him there, and it's taken by Richardson, who sends it back in. Dallas Kuntz talked to us in the first intermission reports. He played on the team back in 2000 for the Midgets that ended up losing to Minot in the region title game in overtime 4-3. Big pad save, Catabaras. Dallas Kuntz then coached Dickinson as their head coach for many years. But I remember back to that 2000 time frame when they had a goaltender by the name of Civarella. Boy, was he fun to watch. I'll never forget it on the back of that mask for the Midgets. Up into the protective mesh. It wouldn't stop in the play here. On the back of his goaltender mask, on the back plate, on the back of the head, in orange paint, it had the word Civ on the back. Well, Civ in the...
Civ usually isn't good.
Yeah, a strainer, obviously. A Civ is something in the game of hockey that you certainly don't want your goaltender to be called, and I was just floored by that. Why would the Dickinson goalie have that on the back of his mask? Well, come to find out, Civ was the nickname for Civarella, and he was a heck of a netminder back in the day for the Midgets.
You're thinking almost, could you have a better nickname?
It's almost flawless. Here's a drive that's sent towards the net. Like to be the coach that gave him that nickname early on in his career. He wrote it. Big play here on the near side. The hit brought the Minot High faithful to volume as Tegan Strand carries into the offensive zone. Strand tried to feed it out in front to Coleman. Taken down by the Midgets, and up to center it comes for Grohl. Dumped in from center and fired back in behind the net of Keller, where it's worked away from Levin. Nick Holberg on the call today again with Matt Morelli, the former UND Fighting Sioux, former Minot High standout. I asked this question to Mitch Vig last night when Dickinson had the lead in the semis against Century. That lead got built up to 5-1 in that hockey game last night, the semifinals, as the Midgets went on to a 7-5 victory. I asked Mitch Vig last night, at what point does Century need to panic? His answer was that they need to do just the opposite and just relax, and once they started to do that, goals started to come for the Patriots. Bruback had a hat trick. I'll ask you the same question. Minot High's been relaxed this entire game with 35 shots. Here's another one, make it 36. And the stop is made again from Catabaras. At any point, does Minot need to panic or do anything differently in this game, or do you just wait for Tom Petty's with the levee break song to come on?
I don't think you want to panic at all. I think you just got to be calm, stick with your game plan. You've probably got to just be a little sharp. I think you just got to get to the net. You got to get shots on net, shoot from anywhere, make good decisions, and you got lots of time. It's not like we're running low on time. We got lots of time, but we got to generate some more offense here.
Here comes Panasuk, fired it up. Oh, he tried to go upstairs. That one either caught the shoulder or the pipe, and it went up and out of play. Face-off coming again here on Catabaras' blocker side. 12-11 ticks down here in the third. This game brought to you today by our friends at Shields in Minot and Bismarck. Shields, home to every sporting good underneath the sun. They also bring you the player of the week each and every week on the PSP network. Minot's got to wait to touch up on sides. They do now, as the puck is going to be fired up into Minot High territory. On the offensive attack, it's Zietz back behind the net. Madsen works on him. Held in at the line and sent back down into the corner, but the Magi have real estate. Richardson spins like a top and frees the puck, creates the lane on the near side, trying to rush it up to center. He does, and now Abrahamson will give chase here. Taken away by the Midgets. Roars make that Dvorak, up to center. Here's Dvorak, makes a move, he's in, fires, he sent it wide. Now Dvorak, center feed, Blotsky out front, didn't get anything on that attempt for Dickinson on the attack. Minot trying to clear. Push to the far side of the ice surface where Andrew Coleman's got it. Then Morelli will dump it down. Minot goes off for fresh skaters. Time wearing under 11 minutes to play here in this third period. The Magi haven't won a region title since 2006. In that time frame, the Magicians have a state championship. Are they cursed? That's a question. trying to prove that they're not here today, or at least break that curse. But right now, Bryce Canterbury is the netminder for the Midgets, trying to hold that spell on the Magi, looking for Dickinson's first ever crown on the other side of this ice surface. Back behind the net, Midgets with possession, and Blonsky went to the far side. Half boards flipped up. Lemons back on the retrieve. He's got company with the hard skating Montoya on top of him. Now the Magi back at center. Freed from Coleman, back to Radke. Radke's into the zone. Radke with a goal in the tournament, fires it up. Radke had the chance on the hard wrister, but the stop is made again from Canterbury's making save number 36 on shot number 37 here in this WDA championship game. .10:06 to tick down. Well, it's like an eternity right now for everyone in black and orange inside of this venue. Minot still got plenty of time with 10:06 to play. However, with the way the goaltender on the other end of the ice is playing here today, that blue paint might as well have a brick wall built right on top of the goal line as it's taken here and worked back up to the top of the point. It escapes the zone. Keller out of the net to play it. Keller left it here. Back up it came for Rutlick. Rutlick at center. He'll dump it down. Now Schmeichel on the far wing. Dickinson pushed it back out to neutral. Right back in. Rutlick fires. Oh, big pad save there. Canterbury comes up huge again. He is having a game, folks. This is one of the best tournament performances in the region championship game that I have seen. The young man's on fire right now. Holland trying to cool him off, but he's blocked on the play by Gross, who wrote him off. Comes back away to the Midgets. They're going to push up to neutral. Radke right back to Schmeichel. That bouncing puck hard to wrangle, and it's taken here and sent away by Zietz at center. Dumped in from center ice and back behind the net. Keller went back there to play it, and it comes away back to Radke. Taken away by the Midgets again. In our blind spot here, it's going to be taken back underneath the Minot high goal. Radke back over there to Deal. Deal takes it back behind the cage, worked it here to the near side. Up to center now for Panasuk. Panasuk skates in. Tried to send it out front. Abrahamson's going to take a shot, fired it. Hit traffic, goes to Borelli underneath the net, but then the stick was there. The D-man Hauk freed it away for the Midgets again. Dickinson to center. In with the puck. Dvorak in on Keller, and Keller's got his first stop here in the third period. He'll hang on to it. 8:13 left in the third period. This game brought to you by our friends at Roger Ward Moving and Storage. Whether you're moving across town or across the country, Roger Ward can help you with your moving and storage needs. We also want to thank our friends at Planet Pizza, 701-852-1700. If you're in the Magic City, call and order now. And we also want to thank our friends at Prestwich Orthodontics. Here comes Coleman. Back center slot. Tegan Strand fired. He missed the net high. That was a grade A chance for the Magi. Strand tried to pick a high corner. Missed the net. Karam came all the way back out, and now the Magi have to regroup at their own end. Strand to the near side. Tried to free it. Did, but it's taken and dumped right back in. Drew Spence, one of those role players for the Midgets today, hasn't had a goal on the year, only 2 points. Hard on the forecheck, and that's what you get out of the Midgets in a game like this. They deserve a lot of credit to this hockey game. They have worked extremely hard here in this contest. Minot's outplayed them big time. They're out shooting them 38-9, but it's still Dickinson ahead by a goal at 2-1. Strand carries back in. Back up to center. Coleman's got it. He fires it forward. Minot's got a touch up on sides. Back into the Minot high end. Zietz sent it down. Coleman fires it forward. It's Rutlick that brings it up to center. He lost a handle on it. Minot High seems to be gripping the stick a little bit tighter now here in this third period. Holland had his pass picked off. We go back the other way for Zietz. Levin's going to take it behind his own net. Under 7 to play in the third. Devils Lake has a region title in the WDA. That came back in 1997 when they were still the Satans. That was a long time ago. Jamestown's got 2 of them. Last one came in 2022. Legacy has 1. They were the defending champions before they got knocked out by Minot last night. The Magi have 5. It's been since 06. That's because Bismarck Century and Bismarck High have ran the table in this tournament since that 2006 time frame, before Jamestown won 1 in 22 and then Legacy last year. Deal ends up on the ice. Puck is freed here to the midgets now, and Roars tries to move it back up. Radke held it in, moved it ahead, comes back away down to Hauk, and Hauk's got it, sends it all the way down. This will be an icing with 5:49 left in the third period. Minot trailing 2-1 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. If you're the Magi, when do you think about a timeout here?
I would say probably in the next couple minutes. Get your top guys, maybe a hard shift here for your top line. Another shift, and then maybe a timeout. You can rest them and think about it and make them come up with a couple plays.
Blocker side of the netminder off the draw. Minot won the draw. Panasuk couldn't wrangle it in, and here comes Krieg. You got to watch him like a hawk. Morelli brings it back, sends it out front. Oh, Abrahamson sent it 3 feet high in the goal cage. Comes back away in the center slot now here for the midgets. They push up off the near side wall. Deal back on the retrieve, and Deal gets it back to Morelli. His brother got called up to the National Hockey League here today. Congratulations once again to Mason Morelli and that accomplishment. He'll play for the Golden Knights later this week in the National Hockey League, the defending Stanley Cup champions. What a day for West Region hockey. Here's Radke, way down, centering feed. Panasuk just can't pull the trigger out front, and it's going to be rolled down in on Keller. Dickinson goes for a change. That puck goes off the skate of Deal, and right back in come the midgets. Now it's Deal that takes it, starts the motor. The Magi with Bentz into the zone, tried to feed it off to Morelli. It was a bit behind him, and it's pushed right back to center. Matson's got it here, and he fires in. Magi go for a change with 4.5 to play in the third. You better buckle up tight now. Time is starting to wear thin. Held it at the line. No, it's not. Offsides is the call here with 4:23 left in the third period. Listen to those midget fans over on the far side, back in behind their bench. They've got a lot to cheer about in this hockey game. Like 37 saves and 2 goals in the contest. Here come the Minot High fans. Can they help boost the Magi here as the puck came off the tape of Coleman? Back underneath the Dickinson net. Hauk scrumming for it. 2 midgets fall together. Comes up now to Richardson. Couldn't hold it in at the line, and it comes all the way back down. Minot High's Keller's going to be forced to play and coughs it up. Back, big pad save, rebound, loose in front. Keller a save, rebound. Midgets scrumming in front of the Minot High goal. Puck comes back away in front of the Minot High net. Back in with the attempt, all the opportunity for Dvorak. And we're going to end up with a Dickinson power play with 3:48 left in the second as Matson's whistled, and he's going to end up in the sin bin. Oh, the plot thickens in the VFW Sports Center.
It's a tough call. I mean, that's a bad time to take a penalty. You have to be disciplined. We got lazy. Minot got a little bit sloppy in their own zone, and starts with Keller. You're going to play the puck. You better fire it off the boards or up the ice. You can't make a play like that at this time of the game. You're better off to freeze it.
2-1 Magi trail, and the first power play for the midgets of the game is out. They didn't get any in the first or the second. Minot's had 2 power plays. They're 1 for 2. The midgets have a shorthanded goal. They look for a power play goal. That would improve their power play in the WDA tournament to 4 for 7. Floating at 50% right now. They had 2 power play goals yesterday. They set up shop back in behind their own net. Pinching in, Deal, shorthanded. Deal's gonna walk down, he fires. Oh, Canabaris hangs on to it. The kid's having the game of his life on the 39th shot of the game. And Bryce Catamaris shuts down Deal on the shorthanded opportunity for Minot High School. The guts are turning of everybody inside of the VFW Sports Center wearing maroon and gold. Minot High has peppered Catamaris here today, and he has been flawless except for one. Strand's going to take it back out to neutral where he connects with Radke. Comes back over to Deal. Deal shovels it off ahead. Didn't get it deep enough into the zone because the Midgets have possession here, and they're going to bring it back up to neutral. Off to the near side wing. Dump back in behind Keller. Radke's got it. Radke fires it right into no man's land. Knocked down, but Deal's on the rush again. He's got Strand with him. Shorthanded. Back to Strand. Fired. Oh, the stop is made. Catamaris came up with a stick save. 46 seconds of ServPro power play time. Minot registering shots here on the penalty kill. But time is wearing thin in the hockey game. 2:23 to be exact. Minot needs a goal to tie. Minot's going to hold it in. Here's Finley Bentz with it. Bentz fires, tried to go upstairs, and the stop was made from Catamaris again. On the power play, the Midgets fired in. Oh, bouncer came in on Keller, and Keller made the stop. 15 seconds on the ServPro power play for the Midgets. They've registered one shot. That came from 100 feet away as it's taken here by Rutlick down in the offensive zone. Minot goes back to full strength as Madsen comes out, and on comes Coleman. This puck is launched down. It's on net again. Keller's going to be forced to play it. And now I'd expect a Minot High timeout coming any moment here with a minute 40 left in the third period. The Magi trail by a goal to the Dickinson Midgets, even though they're out shooting them 40-11 in this hockey game.
It's tough for Minot there. You're right. This little bit of frustration sets in, but you've still got plenty of time. But we're gonna have to get it down their zone and get Keller off the ice right away for a 6-on-5.
Well, Minot doesn't call the timeout yet. Puck's taken here on the near side. Held in by the Midgets. Minot High has dominated this hockey game from top to bottom by 29 shots. It's a big number. But they trail. Keller goes off. The Magi bring the extra attacker on. Morelli has it underneath the net now. Here's a wraparound. Sit in front. Panasuk on the doorstep. Oh, he's tripped up on the play. Fired out to center. Rolling puck back towards the Minot High goal. Deal's going to pick it up here. The Magi have a minute left to try to find the answer. At center, fired. Oh, it's Radke that goes down and makes the stop. Morelli couldn't get a handle on it. Comes back to Deal. The Midgets 45 seconds away from a WDA championship. Looking to be the 7th team ever in WDA history. Morelli hauled down. Penalty's going to be called here on the Midgets. And the Magi go to the power play with 29.8 seconds left in the third period. Oh, listen to the Midget fans, aren't impressed. And now the Magi will call their timeout to rest the top dogs. This has been an epic war for a WDA title, for a David versus Goliath type showdown. Matt, you've got to, the numbers are there. And when you think about what these two teams all time have done against each other, it's been pretty lopsided to say the least. Minot High School against Dickinson. All time, where do I have it? I had it here somewhere. Well, the point would be proven a lot stronger. Here it is right here. 55 times prior to this meeting, these two teams have played. Minot lost only 3 of them. 51-3-1 for Minot High, all time against Dickinson. And you got to go back into the time machine and look back in the time machine where the Magi didn't qualify for the state high school hockey tournament. Who did they play? They played the Midgets at the Pepsi rink at Mesa Arena. That was back in 2018. The Midgets got the victory. They upset Minot High. That was in loser outplay. The storyline's different tonight because this is for a WDA championship. Buckle up tight.
Yeah, you see how big this face-off is.
Fans are on their feet, and for good reason. It boils down to this. Minot's power play on the ice surface. Net is empty at the other end of the ice. 6-on-4 for the Magi. The guns are out on both sides. Blocker side of Catabaras. Almost flawless on the day. Morelli up top, comes back away. Coleman fires, block shot there. Puck's going to be taken back up top to Morelli. He's got it, worked it. Morelli gets it again. Coleman, fan on the one-timer. Puck is almost clear. It's not. Panasuk up top, sends it over Strand, back to Morelli. Morelli trying to spin it out. Dickinson is going to win the WDA title if they can hang on. They have done it. Oh my goodness. The Midgets are WDA champions in 2024. I can't believe what we just saw inside of the VFW Sports Center in Bismarck. What a game, and hats off to the Midgets. They are the champions of the WDA. First time in history. And they did it on the back of their goaltender, the all-region player, Bryce Catabaras. Todd Domries is going to head down to the ice surface and get some words with the winning team in this hockey game. Wow, what a contest that was. An epic victory, or what are we doing here? The game's not over, is that what we're saying?
There's still like a half a second left on the clock.
And a face-off at neutral ice.
Actually, I think it's just outside their zone.
Well, Abrahamson, the captain, will come out, say congratulations. They celebrate again. Well, when you get it for the first time ever in a matchup like that today, why not celebrate it twice? Congratulations to the Dickinson High School Midgets, the WDA champions for the first time ever. How sweet it is for Dickinson. If you're from Minot, you got to start to think at some point, are the Magi cursed in the WDA tournament?
I mean, the effort was there. They just can get the results by scoring, and that's just a tough way to end the game. You just you talk about just a couple small plays during the course of a game that can come in big towards the end, and a second goal for Dickinson wasn't probably a clean goal. I think Keller would want to have that one back. I don't think it was a real hard shot. Maybe he just didn't get the look he wanted. I don't know. It's hard when you're not down on there. I'm not a goalie. I mean, it was a good game. It was back and forth. Minot definitely had the shot advantage, but that doesn't really mean anything when the game's over.
Wow. What a tournament for the Midgets. Look at how they had to get through here. They had to beat Century last night, the #1 seed. Then they beat number 3 Minot, who very well could have been that region champion. Just didn't have their season that they were looking for, but the 2 highest powered offenses in the conference. Over 225 goals combined coming into the tournament, Matt. That's a lot of offense. And Dickinson had a goaltender that shut them both down. Wow. Let's go down to Dan Durkee, the voice of the WDA hockey tournament, for the award presentation.
Also, a big thank you to all the ticket takers, box workers, goal judges, locker room attendants, referees, venue managers, sports medicine, and all the other volunteers who helped make the 2024 West Region Hockey Tournament a great place to be. How about a nice round of applause for all of our tournament players? Now, before we begin, let's congratulate both teams on a great tournament. Good luck to the midgets and magicians at the state tournament next weekend. And now, let's do our all-conference team. We're going to list the complete players, even though some of them may have been announced previously. At defense, number 12, Hayden Ritter from Century. At defense, number 11, Hayden Green, Dickinson. At defense, number 13, Jackson Radke, Minot. At defense, number 7, Jamison Johnson, Legacy. At defense, number 2, Hayden Eckert, Century. At defense, number 25, Tanner Roars, Dickinson. Our goaltenders, number 35, Bennett Langay from Mandan. Also a goaltender, number 1, Tyler Miller, Legacy. Our all-conference forwards, number 10, Drew Beasley, Legacy. Number 15, Marcus Butts, Legacy. Number 19, Brooks Siemens, Botwood. Number 11, Dawson Lentz, Century. Yeah, sure. Number 3, Charlie Biggs, Century. Number 17, Andrew Brubachen, Century. Number 16, Adam Graney, Hazen. Number 37, Carson Jewers, Mandan. And number 21, Mackley Morelli, Minot. Congratulations to our all-conference team. At this time, we'll also present the Powerade West Region Outstanding Senior Athlete of the Year. Presenting the awards today, Dave Zimmerman, Activities Director for the Bismarck Public Schools. The Outstanding Senior Athlete Award is presented by the North Dakota High School Coaches Association, and it's sponsored by Powerade of North Dakota. At this time, we'll first announce our 5 finalists. Please come forward as your name is called. From Legacy, Marcus Butts. From Hazen Beulah, we'll get a picture right when we're done here, guys. From Hazen Beulah, Adam Brady. From Dickinson, Caden Creed. From Century, Hayden Ritter. From Botno Rugby, Brooke Siemens. The 2024 Powerade Outstanding West Region Senior Athlete in the sport of boys hockey. From Dickinson High School. Coach of the Year in the sport of hockey, and that goes to Troy Olson from Century. Let's get a quick picture for the all-conference team.
Well, there you see the all-conference team. That is a group of talented young men right there. 2 from the midgets, 2 from the Magi in this contest in the WDA hockey game that was for a championship here today. Not a whole lot of smiles from Radke or Morelli by any means as they get downed by the Dickinson Midgets by a score of 2-1 for a WDA title.
Once again, folks,
wow.
Let's give a nice round of applause.
Todd Dombries is down on the ice. We'll have TD catching up with Cass Dvorak in just a moment. First, the presentation of the trophies coming up in just a moment.
The number 2 seed from West Region in the state tournament, please. Let's congratulate the Minot Magicians! When someone comes forward, please accept the runner-up trophy. And let's congratulate the West Region champions. They'll be rated number 1 from the West Region, the Dickinson Good luck to both teams in the state tournament next weekend. And thank you for attending the 2024 West Region.
Wow, how sweet it is for the Dickinson Midgets. They are the WDA champions in boys high school hockey in 2024. Todd Dombries will be on the ice surface. We'll have him coming up in just a moment. Todd Dombries will have a conversation here with the midget head coach. As Dickinson celebrates a 2-1 victory. Over the Minot High Magicians. Oh, wow. What a game that was. Well, the midgets are champions. Todd Dombries is on the ice surface, but the microphone is not working currently, so give us just 1 second here. We'll come back with that interview with Todd Dombries in just a moment. He's got Cass Dvorak in just a second. Dickinson is the WDA champion. We'll come back on the PSP Network in just a moment and have that conversation with the head coach. And Todd Dombries will be on the ice surface when we come back to start our Planning Team Financial Advisors Shots Crossroads postgame show.
We changed our name, but we haven't changed the DNA of who we are. we still offer the best product at the best price with the same people. For over 25 years, we've been your only choice for tires in the local area, providing all major brands under one roof at a fair price for your family's budget. Plus that excellent service after the sale with free rotations, free alignment check, free flat repairs with our exclusive Plus plan. That tradition continues today. Looking for tires you can trust? Choose us. Trusted Tire and Auto.
The trick to throwing well is knowing where you want the ball to go. Like how the local bankers at First Western Bank and Trust take the time to learn about you and recommend the banking services like online banking or personal loans that keep your goals on target.
First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
Dickinson wins their first ever crowd inside of WDA hockey. Todd Domries is on the ice with the winning coach, Cass Dvorak.
All right, thanks a lot, Nick. Are we good?
We are good.
All right. Hey, this is worth the wait. Yeah. Coach Dvorak, can you put this into words? First year coach, first ever West Region title for the Dickinson Midgets?
No, I can't. We're just super happy, super blessed, very emotional right now. Boys played hard all weekend, very proud of them. We set a goal to do this at the beginning of the year, and the boys followed through with it.
Talk about your senior leadership. I mean, that's a good group right there, and you got to be extremely proud.
Yeah, absolutely love them. They make my job so easy. They keep the boys fired up. We talked a lot about not getting too high, not too low on emotions, just playing our game all weekend.
What can you say about Bryce Cattermas?
Not enough. Bryce is a guy who has to ban him. He's kept us in so many hockey games over the year. I lost count. He stands on his head. Yeah, he's just an awesome guy, awesome goalie. Great guy to have in the locker room.
I mean, you've been involved in this Dickinson program for years. What does this mean for the team, the little kids, the community, the school? Just kind of put it into words for us.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot. You know, Dickinson's never done this. There's a lot of guys that went into play with this. You know, Dallas Kuntz, all the assistant coaches here, but all these little kids in Outlaws jerseys this weekend, you know, showing that it can be done and that Dickinson can do this stuff.
Great stuff, Coach. We'll see you next week in Fargo. Congratulations.
Great, thank you.
All right, that's first-year head coach Cass Dvorak. Get a couple players here, Nick.
I'm into that idea. Let's hear from some of these young men. Wow, what a night this was. Let's go back down onto the ice surface. Todd Domries.
Thank you. Congratulations. All right, here with Bryce Catter. Man, you were getting peppered tonight.
Yeah.
What was going through your mind as that clock was running down and you guys were on the verge of a West Region title?
I had faith in my team. You know, I knew they were going to take care of that. 6-on-4. They were forcing the shots outside, nothing in the middle.
Have you heard a Dickinson crowd that loud before as they were getting riled up?
Never. It was amazing, though.
Take us through this a little bit here. When you guys were holding that trophy for the first time ever, the Midgets are WDA champions. What was the mood like? What was the mojo?
It was amazing. It was amazing to make history for our program. You know, change the culture of our program. It feels amazing.
What was your mindset this tournament? I mean, you were a brick wall back there. I mean, you couldn't have envisioned this to go any better.
Our coach always says, you know, have the mindset WDA champs, and that's how we came into this thing. That's how we all envisioned it, and we came and did it.
Congratulations, man. Well done.
Thank you.
All right, that's Bryce Cattermas. And we're going to set it back up to you guys.
Yeah, thank you, TD. Job well done.
Hey, Bryce.
How about that young man in the pipes today? Wow. Welcome into our planning team financial advisors, Shots Crossroads postgame show. Minot and Dickinson. 55 times prior, Dickinson only had 3 wins. This was the biggest by far because they are your WDA hockey champions. The Midgets victorious. This will be a beautiful sight for everybody in Dickinson once this graphic is updated. How do you like that? The #1 seed at the state hockey tournament coming up next week. Dickinson, #1, Minot #2, Century #3, Legacy #4. 43 shots on goal. Canterbury stopped 42 of them. Dickinson was outshot in this hockey game by a score 43-13, but they win 2-1 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Planning Team Financial Advisors and Shots Crossroads bringing the postgame today. Planning Team Financial. Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, it's Planning Team Financial. At Shots Crossroads, home to the delicious number 99. Team buses are always welcome. Game rewind. As we look at how this went down inside of the VFW Sports Center today, there was chances on both sides. Minot had way more, obviously. 30 more shots in the game. That's a lot. But Catabrus was huge. 18 shots in the first, 15 in the second, 10 in the third. Dickinson buckled down and outshot Minot High in the third period, 13-10. Dickinson had 2 shots in the first, 2 in the second. 13 in the third. Final shots were 43-20 according to this. I don't think that number's right. I don't feel like Minot High was outshot by any means in that third period of play. They kept peppering. 43 total on goal. Here's your scoring recap. Caden Krieg got it started. The senior athlete of the year from the WDA got the first of the game at 4:08. Easton Huglen assisted. Tegan Strand scored in the second on the power play. Easton Panasak assisted. So did Backley Morelli. That tied it. But about a minute later, short-handed, Zeitz gets the game-winning goal on a short-handed tally, his third goal of the tournament. He is the hero here today, along with Catabrus. What a game that was at the VFW Sports Center. Dickinson is the WDA champion. Wow. Move of the game. Well, there's 42 of them here today, as they all stack up in the blue paint for the Dickinson Midgets. They celebrate over on the far stairs, and the photo celebration is continuing on here for the Midgets, and for good reason. Jobbers moving in storage, move of the game. Catabrus in goal. Zeitz with the game winner. Those two are in the conversation. Congratulations to those two young men. Ed Caden Krieg also got a tally here today. MVP, no question about this one. It's brought to you by Sport Clips. It's Bryce Catabrus. Comes up huge today inside of the VFW Sports Center. He is your MVP. Congratulations once again to the Dickinson Midgets. They are the region champions. Our tournament coverage is not done yet, folks. Join us on the PSP Network because we have got an action-packed tournament lineup coming your way that continues on Monday with girls region basketball up in Minot. Girls region 4 Class B action into district tournament. Then the WDA basketball tournament will be a big one next week, or the week after, excuse me. More Class B hoops. And of course, we'll have digital radio coverage of the state tournaments as well right here on the PSP Network. Final score once again in this showdown. Dickinson wins 2-1. What a weekend it was here at the WDA tournament. John Haugen, we can't thank you enough, my friend. Job well done running the tech side of things and being on those cameras all weekend long. We can't thank you, man. We can't thank you enough. Job well done. Todd Dobries, fantastic work on the coverage. Can't thank you enough, partner. Excellent rendition of WDA hockey tournament time. Big thank you to all those color analysts that were on as well. Matt Morelli, Mitch Vig, Lane Senevy, and Mario Lamoureux. Big thanks to all of them. Thank you to all the fans that watched this tournament as well. Thanks to those sponsors as always. Frankly, without them, we wouldn't even start to think about being here. As always, God bless our servicemen and women. God bless all you veterans out there. Thank you as well. Can't thank you enough. Dickinson stuns the West region and the North Dakota hockey world. For the first time ever, they are WDA champions. Wow. The Midgets are the 1 seed heading into the state hockey tournament. For my broadcast partners and everybody involved at PSP Network, we can't thank you enough. Hope you have a great night. If you're at Dickinson, we know you will. We'll see you starting on Monday for region basketball. Until then, Nick Holbrook signing off. Have a great weekend. Have a good night, and God bless.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by PSP Network. It's game day.
Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA Civic. Investment advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors LLC, a registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors LLC and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
How would you like to turn this into this? With Shaw's Crossroads Fuel to Food Reward Program, you can. Here's how it works. Pick up a fuel tracker card from any of our C-store cashiers. Every time you fill up with gasoline or diesel, use the fuel tracker card to record your gallons. Once you reach 1,000 gallons, you'll be eligible for a $10 gift card to Shaw's Crossroads Restaurant. Start earning your rewards today at Shaw's Crossroads.